Well, good morning. What you're probably listening to is Band Condition, just trying to find a spot on the frequency. The good news is there are a lot of amateur radio operators that are home, sheltering in place, and spreading the good words of amateur radio and enjoying themselves and keeping a good, positive attitude. Well, welcome to the penultimate day of this 31 days of May historic salute to our war heroes of the COVID-19 pandemic. You've been part of it. I think a lot of you know exactly what we've been going through. I've been privileged to be involved as an amateur radio operator thanks to the caring and creativity of the Great South Bay Amateur Radio Club. My name is Peter. This special event has been worked by almost 200 amateur radio operators in most of our 62 counties in New York State. We've logged nearly 20,000 contacts. Hey, that's a lot of thanks to the workers on the front lines in New York State. Those that have listened, some of our activity can attest to the generosity of the amateur radio community. They never cease to amaze us. They have, in many cases, made their first contact on HF because they felt compelled to offer a few words of support to a son, a daughter, a niece, or cousin working in a hospital, nursing home, or assisted living facility. We have heard from hams that have lost mothers, brothers, aunts, and friends, and they shared their emotions and pleaded with others to respect the CDC guidelines to prevent further catastrophic losses. We've heard from a doctor involved in infectious disease research, offering his often extremely wrenching and emotional account of his witnessing of friends and patients passing away. However, we've heard from doctors, nurses, law enforcement people, butchers, long-haul drivers that heard our broadcast either on amateur radio or the Twitch stream, those frontline workers who we're specifically thanking, who listened to our collective appreciation, and all of them, in their own words, said that it lifted their spirits. As I said in the beginning, this has been a historic event, and I'm glad that we are in the amateur radio service. Okay, let's take a look at what's going on in the amateur bands and see what we might be able to find, see how conditions are going. And once again, thank you for all you followers. Really do appreciate that on Twitch. If you'd like to follow, you can go to where you might be, Twitch TV, TWITCH TV, stroke my call, Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor. All righty, let's get some audio going over here. Let's turn on the amplifier. And let's get ready to call CQ and see what we can find. Let's first find, if we can, a clear frequency. Is the frequency in use? Is the frequency in use, please? Is the frequency in use? This is Kilo 2 Hero Special Event Station. Is the frequency in use? CQ calling CQ. CQ calling CQ. CQ calling CQ to all radio amateurs. This is Special Event Station, Kilo 2 Hotel, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Thanking all those frontline workers in this COVID-19 pandemic. CQ calling CQ. My name is Peter. Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo. CQ calling CQ all amateur radio stations. This is Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. CQ calling CQ. CQ calling CQ. This is Kilo 2 Hotel, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. K28 stroke SUF QRZ listening.
Kilowatt Ocean 4, Charlie.
Alpha 2 Alpha Sierra.
The Kilowatt Ocean 4 first before Sierra. Go ahead.
Yes, Kilowatt Oscar 4, Charlie Hotel, Jerry in Waynesville, North Carolina. Just answering your CQ there and testing our radio for the very first time. You're the first contact on it. It's a Kenwood TS 480. Just got it, just unboxed everything here. The guy sent it in good shape and looks like it's going to work out pretty well. Again, you're the first contact. You're coming in QSB, anywhere from S5 to S8, S9. Go ahead.
Roger, Jerry. Once again, let me confirm your call. Kilo Oscar 4, Charlie Hotel. Is that correct?
That's correct. We're in Waynesville, North Carolina, here in the mountains, next to Asheville.
Roger. Thank you so much, Jerry. I really indeed appreciate that. Let me tell you, Let me give you a thumbs up for your Kenwood 480. That's a good purchase. That is well done. Well done. You sound fine. I have nothing to say but good things about it. The audio is fine. Jerry, what kind of antenna are you using? Go ahead.
We're using a G5RV. It's up about 30 feet, Peter.
Roger, Jerry. That's fine. That's an antenna that's very effective. We have to certainly bear in mind, Jerry, that propagation is just not too good on 20 meters. Has been that way off and on for the rest of the week. But I've got you 5 and 7 here into Long Island, New York, Jerry. Long Island, New York. Thanks so much, though. We've heard so many folks that have been on HF for the first time and those that are putting their radios together. Just a matter of happenstance that I'm fortunate enough to get you as my number one station here on Friday, the 30th. The penultimate day of this very special event of 31 days. If you don't know about it, it's a salute to all those folks in the front lines, brought to you by the Great South Bay Amateur Radio Club. My name is Peter, Jerry. Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo. I'm located in Long Island, New York, 45 miles from New York City, and I'm so happy to reach you. Any comments that you'd like to make, offer any kind of thanks, appreciation for all those tireless workers, Jerry, on the front lines. Over to you, sir.
No, I sure am in agreement with that. It's been a really bad couple of months, and my heart and my hat is off to all those that have stayed the course. Grocery store workers and things like that. People like that, they're the heroes. And of course, the nurses and the doctors and all the folks that have stepped up and kept on working, even amongst us. I'll be glad when it's over. I hope it's going to be over, and golly, I sure don't like what's happening, what I'm seeing on the TV there last night and the night before. I hope it calms down, and we sure need to come together. America is better than what she's doing right now. But anyway, thank you, Peter, for doing what you're doing there. Appreciate it. And do you have a website I can go to and check it out? And by the way, I've got you at 14265.37. Is that about where you're at on frequency? I didn't know when I was tuning you. I didn't know if I was tuning that right. I just tuned to your audio.
Roger, Jerry, thank you so much. Thank you for those very, very eloquent, kind, meaningful words. My frequency is 14.265.300, as I'm showing on my Flex radio. 14.265.300. And if you wouldn't mind spotting me, I'd really appreciate that. The website, the special website, is Kilo 2 Hotel, K2H on QRZ. You can go there and get all the information you need. If you need more information or additional information, my website also on QRZ.com. My personal call, Jerry, is Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor. Very, very strong words. Yes, the goings-on in the last couple of days that have been in the news have been very disturbing, very distressing, and extremely, possibly for sure, unavoidable. Absolutely, positively avoidable. I really firmly believe that all municipalities, whether it's police, fire, sanitation, anything to do with the state, there should be testing, and the testing should be rigorous. I'm talking about psychological testing, because sometimes people, unfortunately, at times crack under pressure or have certain opinions that are not conducive to operating in that kind of opportunity. And I think that needs to get done aggressively. So testing is something we want to talk about also here, the coronavirus, and we want to talk about testing in the various municipalities. I feel very strongly about that, and hopefully we'll learn from that. Yes, we are a much better nation, Jerry, than we have been showing in the last few days. Clearly, 99.5% of the time we come together, as we've come together here during this very special time, supporting and thanking all those people on the front lines. And when you say grocery store workers, we all too often forget those peaks. We think of the people on the front lines right in the war. But you know, Jerry, it's proven that those people, the grocery store workers, the drivers that deliver the goods, the people that do the sanitation, postal people, they're more vulnerable at times than the people that are right directly in the war. Why? Because, unfortunately, protection is not sometimes the number one thought, and that's why they're certainly many, many times more vulnerable. So thank you for mentioning those folks as well. They're very much in our words and prayers. The 480 is fantastic, and the G5RV is doing a good job getting out to me. Thanks so much, Jerry. Over to you for any finals. Kilo Oscar 4 Charlie Hotel. This is Kilo 2 Hotel, Stoke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Okay, very good. Well, Peter, thank you so much for coming back to me. And we Yeah, I think of the grocery store workers and folks like that are on the front lines and not getting paid very much. I doubt if they got a pay raise or anything like that. And they're right in the middle of it. And I just, my hat goes off to all the folks that have been battling this unseen enemy of ours. Take care. God bless, Peter, and thank you so much. I'm glad you were the first contact on this Kenwood. 7-3, and have a great day and stay safe. Kilowatt Oscar 4, Charlie Hotel.
Oh, my goodness. I couldn't think of a better first contact to have, Jerry. Very, very nice. As many people know, I'm streaming on Twitch, live on Twitch TV, streaming around the country and the world. And that information on Twitch, that audio. And by the way, Jerry, if you want to hear your really great audio, great signal, go to Twitch TV, Mike Hall, Whiskey 2, Juliet Victor, and you can receive that. But people are hearing that, and it's being packaged to those people on the front lines, including those people that work in the food service businesses. Thank you, Jerry, so much. Thank you. I am also honored that you are my first contact, and clearly, if you'd like a certificate commemorating all of this, in a couple of days, Kilo 2 Hotel, QRZ.com, you can download their certificate. We have 62 counties that we've asked to participate, Jerry, and I'm one of them in Suffolk County. Each county you can get a separate certificate. 73, sir, thanks so much, and thank you other stations for standing by. As you know by now, this is QSO style. We want to hear people's emotions, their feelings, their thanks, their concerns. We want to vent all of that. That's the purpose of this event. 73, sir. My name is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo in Long Island, New York. Kilo 2 Hero, Stoke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot is listening.
Kilo 4 Alpha November Echo.
Roger, sir. I could almost think that maybe you're involved in Aries or Racy, sir. Thank you, Dennis. Kilo 4 Alpha November Echo. I think your name is Dennis. Location Florida, I believe, if QRZ is accurate. Please, any comments that you might have on the COVID-19 frontline folks or any corrections that I can make. Over to you, sir.
Well, thank you, and thank you for sharing all this out there for everybody. And my wife is in the radiology field, and she's a nuclear med technologist. And those folks get to test all of the people that are either curious about whether or not they've got the virus or they have the virus. And they were one of the last people to get the personal protective equipment that were necessary in their field. And so hats off to all the radiologists, to all the people out there in the diagnostic field of medicine that sometimes get forgotten in all this stuff. Anyway, back to you.
You're absolutely right. Certainly at the beginning, it was at their peril. The PPE equipment was not available, was in short supply, and they were oftentimes, as I'm sure you know, Dennis, wearing this PPE equipment for days and sometimes a week at a time. My niece is a doctor in the pediatric ICU area, and she said at the beginning we had to wear our masks for a week. Can you imagine that? These masks, we know in the operating rooms, are only good, the N9s, for about 20 minutes, and then they have to be changed. Dennis, I'd like a shout-out to your lovely wife, as I see here on the QRZ page. And by the way, if that's a tuxedo, you wear it very, very well, Dennis. Love the smiles that you guys have. We're going to get those smiles back sooner than later. Would you also give me a shout-out? I'd love to hear her first name so we could shout it out to everybody and make them aware of who's doing what. Over to you, Dennis.
Oh, I sure would. It's Samantha and all the folks at Vero Radiology.
Samantha at Vero Radiology, thank you so very, very much for all that you've done, the risks that you've taken going into this war, every single day suiting up and doing what you have been trained to do, and certainly it's your vocation. Dennis, a question I have. If a person is tested positive, basically, for the coronavirus, my question is, if they're asymptomatic, a positive test would certainly show up at that point. I'm assuming that is correct, Dennis. Over to you.
Yeah, well, a lot of times they're not tested yet, and that's part of the problem. The testing should be what they're doing, in my opinion, but sometimes the testing doesn't take place till after they see the CT scan with the lung issues showing up, or some of the other symptoms start showing up a little later on as they go through. So it's not as well. How do you say it? Not as well thought out as one would think. Over.
Yeah, that's certainly been the problem. That's what we've been chasing, and that's certainly a critical piece to this puzzle that needs to certainly get figured out, get understood. But they're working on it, and we'll have better understanding of it. And one thing we know for sure: this will never ever happen again to this extent. Thank you so very, very much, sir. Thank you, Dennis. And Samantha, thank you again very, very much. By the way, hope you don't mind. Your picture right now is on my stream. It's the QRZ picture that you guys have, and it's out there. And if you want to look at the stream, you can go to Twitch TV and at my call sign, home call sign, Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor. Thank you guys much. Be safe out there, Samantha, as well as you, Dennis. Thank you so much for your service. And this is why we're doing this, because we want to say certainly thank you to everybody out there on the front lines. And we know that it's resonating. It's getting out there. So much, Dennis. Wonderful talk. Thank you so much. 73s, have a wonderful day, and our love and safe wishes for Samantha. Over to you for a final. Over to you, Dennis.
All right. Well, thank you much, Peter, and we'll take a look on Twitch and look at that and keep up the good work, Chief. You're doing a great job out there. W2, what was it? W2 Juliet Victor, I think it was. I think I was getting two different calls there. Anyway, take care. 73 Kilo. Echo Click.
Thank you. So I have to ask you one question, Dennis. The rig sounds so good. The audio is fantastic. What rig are you using, Dennis? Go ahead.
Oh my goodness! Well, it's one that I just picked up and had a coax issue and a tuner issue. Finally got it straightened out, but it took me a couple days to get the audio. I'm an audio engineer, and so I'm kind of picky on audio. And believe it or not, it's an FT950 that had been sitting in the box for 12 years. And a friend of mine said I'm getting rid of it, so I picked it up and hated it until I put the DMU on it. And once that DMU went on there, man, it made this rig just a sweet, wonderful radio to have here on the desk. So we're playing with it, and maybe we'll get a 101D a little later on, but we've got the audio, I think, tuned in pretty good on it. Over.
Oh, you have it tuned in perfectly. And, of course, if you'd like to listen to that superb audio, very sweet, very, very filling audio, and just really picks up the highs and lows just perfectly. FT950, well, I don't think I've ever heard such good audio from an FT950, but the DMU certainly makes a big difference. Wow, that's one of those barn finds almost. 12 years in a box, and you brought it back to life. Fantastic. And isn't that interesting, too? What a coincidence. You're an audio engineer, and here I am complimenting you on that superb audio. That's great. That really is good. Sounds wonderful to the ear. Thanks so very much. Sorry about the confusion on the call. The call for this particular special event is Kilo 2 Hotel, stroke my County, Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Thanks so much. It's a wonderful talk. Hope to get you again on my home call, which is a Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor. 73s to you, Dennis. 73s to you, Samantha, as well. QRZ, isn't this nice? This is what pushes me to continue with this special event. One more day left. Kilo 2 Hotel, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot listening.
Kilo Delta 9, W8 NSS.
There's a Kilo Delta 9, I believe. Go ahead.
Kilo Delta 9, Bravo Zulu Delta.
Roger, thank you very much. Thanks for the repeat. Kilo Delta 9, Bravo Zulu Delta. A very good afternoon to you, 12:35 Eastern Daylight Time in New York. Thanks so much, sir. Nice signal, 10 over 9, good audio. Please give me your name, your state, and any comments that you may have on what we've been doing, saluting all those troops. Over to you, sir.
Name's Seth on this end. You're about 5 seconds to Central Indiana. I'm out in the Cinnawall Reservoir doing a park activation here. Beautiful, sunny, about 73, I'd say.
Thank you so much for your park activation. I really do appreciate that, Seth. Thanks so much. 7E3s to you. Be well. Any final comments you might have on this COVID-19 event that you'd like to share before we go on to the next operator? Over to you, sir.
I just got to thank everybody that's out there still getting very little time off fighting this thing.
Kilo Mike 4, Kilo Zulu Victor.
That's a Roger, Seth. Thank you. You're absolutely right. They're pushing through their single, their double shifts. It's incredible, and it's hard to believe until you talk with some of them, find out just how difficult it is. Thank you so much. 73s to you. The Kilo Mike 4 station, go ahead.
Kilo Mike 4.
Kilo Zulu Victor. I am a retired trauma nurse, so looking at this kind of mayhem that's going on now, it's nothing
That I ever experienced before after 20 years.
I don't know what's going on this time around, but it seems like between the lack of PPE,
A lack of management, a lack of everything.
it seems to make this whole problem so much worse.
Let me make sure your call, sir. It's Kilo Mike 4, Kilo Zulu Victor. Is that correct?
Kilo Mike 4.
I lost you on the frequency. Kilo Mike 4, come back again. Okay, yeah, nothing heard. Well, thanks for your comments. I do appreciate that. And we can't point the blame at anybody at any time. This was a surprise attack like Pearl Harbor. We just weren't prepared, and not time to point fingers. It's time to point for results, and that's what we're aiming for. Thank you so much. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
W8 Nancy Sugar.
W8, I think it's Nancy Sugar. Correct me if I'm wrong. Whiskey 8, November Sierra. Over to you, sir.
Name is Denny. We're out here in Michigan, and my wife, when we were down in Tennessee, was making masks for the local hospitals there. She got her sewing machine out. She made a lot of them until she couldn't see straight, I think. But got some emergency masks made upon their specifications, and even got a couple for us to use there. And really thank God for the response we got from the with all the ships, the ships that were converted to hospital ships, and all the other emergency response that we got over to New York, and there to save lives. And by the way, just talked to a friend of mine. His call is into JV. He's down in Tennessee now, but he used to be out there in the New York, New Jersey area. Go ahead.
Roger, Denny, thank you so much, and really wonderful work making masks for the hospitals. Would you be kind enough to share your wife's first name with us? Denny, go ahead.
Her first name is Sue. And we were down there in Maryville, Tennessee. I'm up in Michigan now. We come up here during the summer, but we were in Maryville, Tennessee, and the hospital was Blunt Memorial. Over.
Roger, okay. Blunt Memorial Hospital. Sue, I want to certainly give a very special recognition to you for certainly pitching in and being part of the solution here, being certainly part of that solution. In our crisis early on, my goodness, those masks were in so short supply. And as I said earlier, my cousin rather, was wearing her mask much too long, and they were put at great risk. And we did have quite a few people in the front lines initially that really, some of them lost their lives, and some of them got very sick. So thank you, Sue. Thank you, Denny, for what you've done. I have a picture right now up on my Twitch TV page for those that are watching it. And I encourage those amateur radio operators that are on the broadcast listening here, go over to Twitch TV and you'll see some other things, including my pan adapter for my Flex 6400. Right now I have a picture of ON3UN's wife. ON3UN's wife. She is sewing masks right now. Most of you who are in DX contesting know who Marty is. ON3UN, a famous DXer, a wonderful guy who goes to so many expeditions and activates so many locations that all of us need for our DXCC or our DXCC honor roll. Thank you so much, Denny. I really appreciate your service with Blunt Memorial Hospital. Any final comments? Over to you, sir.
I'll give my wife, my shack is above the detached building here, and I'll give my wife the message. And what is your name and your exact location now? Over.
My pleasure, Denny. Name is Peter, Papa Echo, Tango Echo Romeo, and the location is Northport, Long Island, New York, the North Shore of Long Island, about 45 miles from New York City. We have a little elevation here, and we're happy about that. It's helping us during this event, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, Peter, very good. Well, congratulations on your special event, and we can never thank the first responders and all the people that have helped on this global emergency. And thank you for putting it out there, and thanking all these people that have lost their lives, the first responders, and everybody that's helped in this effort. So long, and all the best from W8 November Sugar, and hope to hear you on for several more days there. Over.
Roger, thank you so very, very much. It's hard to quantify in words. It really is. For those of us who have had personal experiences with the frontline workers, who've talked to them, who've listened to their anxiety, their concern, their nervousness, it's something that is unprecedented. We had a couple of days here in New York during 9/11, especially that day, that horrific day, when we didn't know exactly what our condition was, what was going to happen. And that was a couple of days. But here we're now into months, and these folks continue day in and day out to go on the front lines to do what they're trained to do. And I'm talking about people not only that are immediately in the ICUs, but also, Denny, those folks that are handling the groceries for us, that are at the grocery stores, at the cash register, having to wear those hot masks. All of them, certainly these thanks are all for them. Thank you so much, sir, and please tell Sue, you're terrific. Thank you so much for what you've done. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Hotel, thanking those heroes on the front line. Peter is my name, and we're in Suffolk County, Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. We're listening, QRZ.
November 8, Yankee November.
Roger, thank you. That is a quick bullet. And I know who this is. This is Jerry. Good afternoon to you, Jerry. Good to talk to you again. Now, our last talk was May 11th. I was a little bit fresher then, but I'm fresh because we're so grateful to be thanking those folks and know that it's getting out to them. Jerry, any comments you'd like to make? Over to you, sir.
Yes, Al. No, I just to expound on that, I agree 100%. I thank the Lord for them, and we think of them all the time and wish them well and wish God's protection on each and every one of them. We're just thankful to live in America. God bless America, and thank you, sir, for spreading the word, N8YN.
That's fine. That's great to talk with you again, Jerry. Thanks a lot. You know, we're not a perfect country. We have our imperfections. Obviously, the last couple of days that have happened in the Midwest, we've seen that. But clearly, we've got to stop it. We've got to stop this repercussion. This is happening all too often. And as I said before, these states, these counties, these localities, they have to stop protecting, and they have to start testing for mental stability to be able to be on the job. Clearly, when something like this comes out, it's in them. And clearly, it has to be fleshed out and done with. But this is not what this event is about. This is about thanking not those folks, but thanking the heroes. And we have so many people to thank. And thank you so very, very much, Jerry. We appreciate that. And we're getting to the solutions. As a nurse would say, every day you go in, and it's like, can I do this for one more day? A nurse says. She's from North Carolina, and we can't thank her enough for going to New York during the height of the crisis and being part of the solution. Absolutely. She said every day you have to put your game face on and start all over again. Let's just absorb that, folks. And that's why what we're doing here, we feel is the little we can do. But as an amateur radio service as defined by the FCC, we're doing our best to really dole out those thank yous. Thank you so much, guys. QRZ, who is this? Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo, my station. Kilo 2 Hotel, stroke SUF, Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. My apologies for talking too fast. QRZ.
Kilo 4, Bravo Sierra Alpha. Kilo 4, Bravo Sierra Alpha.
Roger, that sounds like the Boy Scouts of America. Thank you. Good afternoon. Kilo 4, Bravo Sierra Alpha. Thanks so very much. Your name, your location, and comments that you might share with us. Go ahead.
Yeah, the name is Demi, transplant from Mount Vernon about 50 years ago. And the QTH is Falls Church, Virginia, just outside of Washington, D.C. And I'm a wilderness first responder, also active scout leader. And we have an emergency response scout venture crew in Alexandria, Virginia, where all of the youth and adults are amateur radio operators, and they're all trained in wilderness medicine. So our medicine is something we practice outside of the box in the backwoods. Over.
That's good work. Thank you so much. Your work in wilderness forestry and in Boy Scouts as well, our future leaders. I'm so proud that my two nephews, both three, in fact, we have two eagles and we have a star in one family. That's just incredible, and certainly everyone knows that when you get elevated to that position, presidents of the United States, leaders in Congress, people that are heads of corporations, captains of industry, they always will go back to say, I'm so proud of becoming an Eagle Scout. I'm so proud of becoming a star, as the ladies would say. So, Demi, thank you so much for all the work that you do in scouting. You know that you're building the future leaders of America, and we couldn't be more proud of you, Demi. Over to you for any finals.
Roger, Pete. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, I grew up in Mount Vernon about 50 years ago on the south side of Mount Vernon. So I was formerly WB2QKT back in high school in the 60s. With that, I'll say 73s and carry on, Pete.
Oh, Jenny, well, we miss you from Mount Vernon. It's still a lovely area and a lot of mix of all different nationalities over there. In the summertime, you drive through there and you can really inhale some of the beautiful cooking that people are doing. Yeah, you were about the same. I got my license in 1964 in high school, and my call originally was Whiskey Bravo 2 Oscar Quebec. So, yeah, we're about the same time. 64 I was licensed, and maybe you were in the same building. You tell me, were you at the Coca-Cola Pavilion in 64 at any time at all? Demi, go ahead.
I'm not sure what you mean by Coca-Cola Pavilion.
All right, then you weren't there. The World's Fair, 1964, Demi.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. I was with the Scouts. I was part of the Service Corps.
Okay, well, I went there to see the Ford Mustang, but I never got past the ham radio studio, the Collins S-Line. So I was hooked. Hook, line, sinker, and everything else that goes with it. Hey, 73's, Demi, thanks a lot for taking the time with us as a transplanted New Yorker. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo Bravo 6, Victor Alpha Alpha.
Kilo Bravo 6, Victor Alpha Alpha. Kilo Bravo 6, Victor Alpha Alpha. Good afternoon to you. Your name, your state, and any comments you might have on what we're doing here today and the whole month. Over to you, sir.
Roger. Yeah, my compliments go out to all the health professionals, doctors, and nurses and that sort of thing. They've done an outstanding job, and I really appreciate their effort for putting themselves on the line and in danger of this and everything. And so hopefully we'll get back to some sort of a normalcy. So thanks for doing everything you do here. Back to the control.
My pleasure, Larry. Yeah, for sure. Here's someone that came from Virginia when we needed nurses badly. She said, I feel like it's our responsibility to step up and do what we've been trained to do and what we've known and felt like was our calling to do. This is speaking to a nurse from Virginia. We had quite a few nurses from Virginia that came in and pitched in when we were at our darkest hour here in New York. It was just incredible. Thanks, Larry, so much for your time. Thank you for your comments, and we do appreciate the time you're taking with us. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. At your service, listening. Go ahead. Bravo Alpha X-Ray. Go ahead.
Good evening, it's Whiskey 4 Bravo Alpha X-Ray from just outside Nashville, Tennessee. We've talked before, but I wanted to jump in there again and thank you for what you're doing with the station. Yes, I see my helper just popped up on your screen there. That's I call him the Flying Nut Dog. He's our little Chihuahua. His name is Samson. Anyway, thank you for the special event station and all that you're doing. Appreciate all the medical workers, first responders, military, whoever has jumped in and helped. It's just incredible. I can't begin to imagine what the toll it has taken on you all physically and all your families. But thank you. That's all we can say. We really appreciate it. Bravo Alpha X-Ray, watching the Chihuahua on the screen.
Thank you, Tim. And hey, Samson, good afternoon to you. You look fantastic. Love your ears. Love Chihuahuas. They're just beautiful, beautiful dogs. And I'm glad I put a little chuckle on you seeing Samson. And I hope you don't mind. Samson is now famous, or at least with us amateur radio operators. Yep, you bet. Hard to put into words. And thank you again for reaching us for a second time. May 21st was the first. It's our pleasure. There's no such thing as having dupes here. We want to have as many thank yous as we can. One of the things that I was reminded of, you talk about the 3 C's. Let's keep in mind the 3 C's. What are the 3 C's to keep this virus at bay and to mitigate its effects and keep those hospitals quiet and keep those beds in the hallways? Well, the 3 C's are this. Here's what you got to be careful of. Closed spaces with poor ventilation. I repeat, one of the C's is Closed spaces with poor ventilation. Scientists have found, doctors have found, that's a big, big carrier of COVID-19. Closed spaces with poor ventilation is one of the C's. Number 2 is obvious, crowded places, number 2. And number 3, excuse me, getting too excited here. And number 3, close contact. Closed spaces with poor ventilation, crowded places, and close contact. That's about probably, I would estimate, this is not science, about 90% of the cases of COVID-19 are from those 3 C's. You avoid those 3 C's, you be careful, and you can go about your normal, everyday business as long as you're wearing your masks and your gloves. Hey, thanks, Tim. 73s to you, sir. A pleasure reaching you. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo 2, Sierra, Sierra Tango.
Roger, thank you so much. Good signal. Kilo 2, Sierra, Sierra Tango. Probably 10 over 9 plus. Really nice audio. Your name, sir, location, state, and any comments that you might have. Over to you.
My name is Ronnie, located in Etowah, North Carolina, which is just outside of Hendersonville. I've just been listening to you for a while. I've been to got my license in New Jersey, and I've been to Long Island, take scouts out to Ronkonkoma to see the cyclotron. And as far as the coronavirus here in Etowah, we're doing pretty good. I don't know the current count, but the previous count was 300 cases, 200 recovered, and 41 passed away. And we're doing very well here, but there's a lot of people that are still walking around thinking it's just a cold, no mask, close to one another. So I guess it's going to spread again now that things are open, but if enough people will listen to good sound advice, maybe it won't. Back to you.
Well, thanks, Ronnie, and thanks so much for listening for a while. I do appreciate that. One of the things I'd like to say, and this is important, those folks walking around, they may be young and they may be of whatever generation, millennials or after that, and think they're that indestructible. And, you may be. And statistics have proven that the scientists have said that 80 to 90% of the people that do in fact contract COVID-19, they get through it pretty easily. But guess what? What if you pass it on to someone else that is not in the condition you're in? Just think about this. The life that is lost as a result of your carelessness may not be yours. The life may not be yours that's lost. So please, by all means, be very, very careful. Be careful out there. Epidemiologists say widespread testing for the virus is important because it allows officials to isolate those who test positive and to track trends in infection rates to help determine what is safe, when it's safe to reopen the schools and the businesses and other places where people congregate. Please push your local congressman, push your leaders to get testing done more and more, because that's one of the keys that will unlock this terrible virus that we're in right now, this terrible war. Thanks so much, Ronnie. I appreciate your comments so very, very much. Be well, be safe, be patient out there, and by all means, wear your protective equipment. It's not a joke. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. Yeah, this is the nature, folks, of amateur radio in 20 meters. Right now, the propagation is shrinking. The waves are now getting really short. So we also have clearly some sunspot activity, which is also causing noise on the band, which makes it even more difficult to listen to. By the way, let's not forget the launch today, 3:22 p.m., historic day, almost a decade ago that we launched Americans from an American-made rocket. We can't wait to see the Dragon go up from SpaceX. It's going to be an exciting period of time. Let's try again. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
November, Charlie 9, November.
There you go. Okay, we got a good wave that just came through. November, Charlie 9, November. You're rattling my windows, sir. Please don't do that again. Your name, your state, and any comments that you may have. Over to you, sir.
Okay, very good. Well, you're rattling mine, too. You're 20 over 9. We're in Libertyville, Illinois, north of Chicago, about 35 miles, not too far from Lake Michigan. Enjoying a beautiful day, and we hope people are out in their yards working instead of crowding together in places. And we're not far from Great Lakes Naval Training Center. It's very close to where we are. Handle is Glenn, Golf Lima Echo November. And we appreciate you being on and sending out these thank yous to all the people that are working so hard. It's a good thing you're doing. K2H, stroke SUF, NC9N.
Oh, Glenn, thank you so very, very much for those words. Yeah, that's very intelligent comments that you made. Have an opportunity to work in your yard. Stay, within your own confines, and you'll be extra safe if you don't have to go out. Unfortunately, here in New York, it's not in the DNA of New Yorkers to stay put. I'm lucky enough, my wife and I here, that we have some property where it needs a lot of tender loving care. No, let me correct that. It needs a lot of tender loving care. It's just incredible, but that's keeping us home. Let's remember one thing. What we need to really aim for is we got to make time for laughter. We got to make time for positive thoughts and a little exercise and a lot of ham radio. But as Glenn said, working around your yard, doing work in your garage, it can't be better than that. And certainly focus on that for now until things get better and better. 73s, Glenn. Thanks for the time. And the Naval Training Base. Yes, I know that well. A number of my friends had their training there, and they really enjoyed their time there. It's a great place to certainly train. 73s to you, sir. QRZ. Let's hope we get a couple more stations we can talk to, like Glenn. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stoke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. My name is Peter. Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo. QRZ. I think there's a Charlie, Florida in the mix. Go ahead.
Roger. Victor Echo 3 here in Ontario. Handle here's Bobby, sorry, and your signal is 59, sir, Roger.
Roger. Thank you, Bobby. Let me make sure I got the call. It's Victor Echo 3, Charlie, and then I lost the rest of it. Complete your call for me, Bobby.
Roger. Victor Echo 3, Charlie, Florida. CE3 CFF.
There you go, Bobby. Oh, my goodness, Bobby. You've got a little tiger cub there on your shoulder. Tell me about that, Bobby. Go ahead.
Yeah, I used to keep small lions and tigers for the local zoo here where I'm located, and we used to take them home for the weekends. And I think I had about maybe 10 lions, 3 tigers, and I had a lynx as well. So that was fun times when that happened, Roger.
Oh yeah, it's fun times, Bobby, and it's very relaxing times. That reminds me of our 2 kitties. When you hold them like that, and they hold you like that, if you checked your blood pressure, it'd probably go down 50 points. It's just a phenomenal thing, especially when you're doing rescue work. It's just incredible, Bobby. It really is. Thanks for sharing that picture. It puts a smile on our faces, and that's being broadcast around the United States and the world. People looking at that beautiful picture, Bobby, of you and that beautiful cub. Bobby, any comments you'd like to have on the heroes that we're saluting? Anybody in particular or general, Bobby? Over to you, sir.
Roger. I would just like to salute my wife. She's a nurse. She's working in one of the and maybe all nurses and doctors and frontline workers, but particularly her. She's working in a nursing home at the minute, and she's on the front line. So I would like to salute my wife, Roger.
Oh, yes, a nursing home. What a vulnerable place to be. May I have your wife's first name, Bobby? Go ahead.
Yeah, her name's Amanda. Roger.
Oh, yeah, my cousin's Amanda. I love that name. Amanda, Amanda. Hello, Amanda. You are you're on the front lines, because clearly the nursing homes have been really a really hot zone where certainly a lot of the hospitals have been shipping their patients over there because they just didn't have the room. And unfortunately, initially, we have a very close friend that his wife manages 3 nursing homes, Bobby, and in the Bronx and Brooklyn and Queens and New York. And unfortunately, they didn't separate them properly. She did, and lives were not lost to the extent a lot of nursing homes were caught by surprise. So we thank Amanda so very much for your service. We're proud of you, Amanda, and you put your head down and you've ignored those bullets, which are germs, to get your job done. We just can't thank you enough from the bottom of our collective hearts as amateur radio operators and others. Bobby, thanks you so very, very much for adding to our day and adding to our amateur radio broadcast. We thank you so very, very much. 73's to you, Bobby. Over to you for any finals. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, I will pass that on to the West, and that will certainly make our day. So 73, stay safe, and together the world will get through this pandemic. 73.
73's to you as well. And thank you, stations, for allowing us to not have a typical special event station, but a QSO style. Remember, wash your hands, wear your masks, keep your distance from others. And, of course, normal life, we may have a different new normal, but nevertheless, let's be careful. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. CQ calling. CQ looking for stations for the Kilo 2 Hotel Special Event, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. Yeah, we're experiencing again another blip in propagation. Those that are listening on our Twitch TV stream may not understand what I'm talking about. This is not like a terrestrial broadcast like AM or FM. Our signal goes up into the ionosphere, and who knows what happens up there. Sometimes I'll have a very powerful signal like Bobby, VE3CFF, and then at times I'll hear nothing. But that's really what makes this a challenge, and a challenge that without a challenge, it certainly can't be interesting. QRZ again. Let's try it again. Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. There's a Sierra, I believe. No, a Sierra November. How about a Sierra November?
Alpha Juliet 4, Sierra November.
Roger. Okay, got one. Alpha Juliet 4, Sierra November. Thank you so much, sir. My name is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo. Your name, please, your state, any comments you'd like to have. Over to you.
Hi, the handle here is Stan, as in standby. I'm located in Clearwater, Florida. You have a great signal here in Clearwater today. Go.
Yeah, it's great to. I'm glad I reached you, Stan, because I'm looking at you sitting there with your suntan lotion, with your cap on, and I'm looking at some beautiful. Let's see, you're in Clearwater, so that's Gulf of Mexico. That looks delicious. I'd love to dip my feet in that right now, Stan. Puts a smile on my face, and that's what this is about. We try to put as many smiles on faces as we can today. Great signal for you as well, 10 over plus with really nice audio, Stan. Don't tell me you're on the beach. You probably are not, but nevertheless, any comments you'd like to make on what we've been doing, saluting those special people on the front lines. Over to you, Stan.
Well, my wife is one of those people on the front lines today, so she works with patients, and she's suited up every day and gone to work through this whole thing. Go ahead.
God bless her, Stan. What's her first name, Stan? Go ahead.
Her name is Gina, Gina. Go.
My lovely next-door neighbor, who's going to be 90 years old, her name is Gina. I think they live a long time. Gina, clearly we here have made over 20,000 contacts, and one thing we really do feel very strongly about, and I'll say this to Stan and to you, Gina, we feel like we have quite a bit of energy, of positive feelings, of good karma in the bank, in this special Kilo 2 Hotel bank, and I'm going to certainly offer you that blanket that we're trying to cover people that are on the immediate front lines, that suit up every day and continue their job, and we certainly pray and hope that our certainly blanket of karma can also affect you as well. So thanks so much, Gina, for what you're doing. Thank you, Stan. I know that it's a situation every single day. You have anxiety, you have concerns that you'll get home safely. Thank goodness, as I've been speaking with my cousins on the front line, we're a lot better off with PPE equipment, and that's going to be the decipher between being safe and being sorry. Thanks so much, Stan. Any final comments? Thank you for shouting out to your lovely wife, Gina. We really appreciate it. Over to you for any finals, Stan.
Peter, thank you so much, and I appreciate what you're doing today. It's wonderful that we're recognizing and honoring people. It means a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure, my pleasure. I think I may have to go to an emergency ward at some point after this event. I think I have. You heard of tennis elbow? I've got what I call a amateur radio shoulder. I have a push to talk. I'm using my my desk mic because this is the way I can stream on 2 different audio sources. And with the fact that I'm babbling too much and I'm having pressed down, that's circulating out through my shoulder. So we're going to have to do some therapy after this event. Thank you so much, Stan. And again, thank you, Gina, for what you're doing. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Whiskey Alpha Kilo Alpha 3, Sierra Lima.
There's a kilo with a Lima in it, but there's a whiskey that came in first. The whiskey station, go ahead.
Whiskey Alpha 0, Foxtrot Sierra Echo, George in Fridley, Minnesota, over.
George, I got you. Whiskey Alpha 0, Foxtrot Sierra Echo. Thank you, George. Your really nice QSL card is up on our screen. It says, thanks for the QSO. You sure? You betcha. That's very nice, very friendly. Thank you so much, and thank you for uploading to Logbook of the World. Hey, George, any comments that you might have, please share them with us. Over to you, sir.
Well, I guess I thank all of those first responders. Excuse me, I'm going to get emotional. Maybe I can't say anything. They truly are heroes. They truly are heroes. To quote Winston Churchill, never have so many owed so much to so few. Over.
George, thank you. Being emotional is perfectly okay and something that we encourage. That's the venting that we need to do, and that's what we need to share. We want those first responders to feel our love. I mean that sincerely because we are sincere. Amateur radio operators are a sincere group of people, that is for sure. And because of that, we want them to feel that. And I can't thank you enough for certainly making your feelings known. And we don't often do this in amateur radio. We're known as techies, we're known as nerds, we're known as people that just follow those electrons along. But how about this? This is one of the few times. We certainly do this on special events that when we're memorializing folks that fought in the war, we have those events. There are many events that we do as an amateur radio service, but this is one of the very, very unique ones that we're doing where really our raw emotions are showing. And I can't tell you how many times in my 30 days so far in this month that this has happened. We've spoken to folks that have lost their brothers, their sisters, who have lost their sons, who have lost their mothers, who have lost their nieces, and they're really just pouring out. And that's a unintended consequence because we're all helping one another. George, I can't thank you enough. Any other final comments, George? Just let us know. Over to you, sir, for a final.
Well, I don't really. I can tell you that my wife, the quilter, has been making masks by the dozens for organizations and hospitals and has enjoyed every minute of it. I have 3D printed a few masks, but I don't have enough machines to make a dent in the need, so I kind of gave up on that one. I wish I had more and could do more, but 3D printing takes quite a while. I'll let you run, and I thank you for chatting with me for a while. K2HWA0FSE in Minneapolis.
Now, Roger, George, my pleasure, really. This is what this is about. The chatting, the QSO, the sharing of feelings is what it's about. And doesn't it feel good, folks, when you're doing some good? Whether it's sewing for more masks, whether it's volunteering, whether it's just picking up the phone. Because everybody knows, I think, a nurse, a doctor, an epidemiologist, a technician, someone that's working the front lines as perhaps a butcher, a baker. Call them up, say, how you doing? How are things going? You never know. You may strike a chord and someone there might be hurting and might be masking their concern, their anxiety. And maybe that phone call could be the difference between a good day and a very bad day. That's all we're going to say. Nevertheless, QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes. My name is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo. Let's hope the propagation gods are working for us because we really would love to make as many contacts as we can. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo Alpha 3, Yankee Lima.
Kilo 8, America, Japan.
Roger, Japan, stand by. The Kilo Alpha 3 station, please. The Kilo Alpha 3 again.
Kilo Alpha 3, Yankee Golf Lima in Pennsylvania.
Wow, Kilo Alpha 3, Yankee Golf Lima. There you go. See, now that's short skip. That is how how interesting the skip is today. Here I am, Pennsylvania. We shouldn't be getting PA on 20 meters unless you got 5,000 watts. But nevertheless, that's great. I think your name is Bruce. Any comments at all, Bruce, on what we're doing here today? Over to you, sir.
Yeah, my name is Bruce. I'm in southwestern Pennsylvania. I'm closer to Pittsburgh, but still pretty close. Short skip. Yeah, you're blasting in here. You're the loudest thing I got on a 20-meter band. But yeah, I guess I'm considered an essential worker. Also, I don't really work directly with the public, but I work. My company does communications, so we're doing a lot of the conferencing calls and stuff like that. In our office. So, but we do have to wear our mask and keep our social distancing and stuff like that. But it's working out pretty good. Some people can work from their home QTH, but I cannot because I actually work on the hardware itself. So if something would break down, and I got to fix it real quick. So that's my duty. So yeah, we got companies like Verizon and AT&T and different ones uses our services. Plus, there's private businesses. They actually contract some of our conferencing. So back to you there, Peter, I believe he said.
Roger, Bruce. We all too often in our broadcast here neglect all too often the folks like yourself that are in the communications business, keeping our communications going, keeping the conferencing calls going, keeping the hardware working. And that is something that you are absolutely one of the frontline workers and one of the heroes that we are saluting during this month of May, Bruce, because, if something breaks down, then the entire system, like dominoes, breaks down, and we lose valuable communication time, and that certainly can be construed to lives that are being lost. So we can't thank you enough for what you're doing. And as it's proven, you sometimes are more vulnerable than those that are on the immediate front lines in the ICUs, because there are times that people are too casual away from the operating room and do not wear their proper PPE equipment, and more cases have happened than we'd like to hear in that environment. By the way, Bruce, let me also mention what a beautiful QSL card you have. Boy, anybody would like to make contact with Bruce, he might give you a gorgeous card. That card is one of the most unusual, special QSL designs that I have seen. Is that something from your design? I like it. Graphics by KC3ERD. Beautiful card, Bruce. Fantastic looking. Never seen one like that. Is that one of a kind, Bruce? Go ahead.
Roger. Yeah, that's a friend of mine. His name is Bill, and he designed a couple of them for a few of the guys in the area there. He lives he's actually in Westmoreland County. I'm in Fayette County, but he's probably, I don't know. We get together. We put a repeater together. And that's what he did. He's a pretty good artist. But yeah, it's a unique, one of a kind. You're correct. K31GL.
Wow, that's fantastic. Gorgeous card. I have the card right now on my Twitch TV stream, and anybody that would like a card that really is special, I'm sure that he'd be more than happy to get you one as well. 783's Bruce. Hey, this is special, making a close contact with propagation. You see, this is it. You can't predict this. You can look at the propagation charts, and it wouldn't tell you that we just made a very nice contact with 15 over 9 in Pennsylvania. QR, I hope that means we can reach other people a little longer today. Let's hope the skip gets a little longer. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hotel, Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, special event station honoring all the frontline workers, including Bruce, working in communications hardware. QRZ.
America, Japan.
Roger, okay, I know there's more to that call. America, Japan. Go ahead.
Good morning or good afternoon, Peter. This is Kilo 8 Alpha Juliet. Yes, I can feel what you're saying because me myself is a technician for a dealership. We're still considered, thing. But my wife is a nurse who she works for a nursing home, and our only prayer every day when she comes home that she doesn't bring anything in the house. We got kids, so from home straight to the shower. Bruce Kilo 2 Hotel, SUFK8AJJ.
Roger, and I believe your name on QRZ.com, you may have an abbreviation, but I love the name. I have it here as Angelito, meaning angel, certainly, in my vocabulary. Would you be kind enough to give me your wife's first name, please? And I hope I got it right as Angelito. If it's not, correct me, sir. Over to you.
Yes, Peter. That's my full name, but I usually go with Lito. Lima, India, Tango, Ontario. Lito. And my wife's name is Helen. Hotel Echo, Lima, Echo, November. Yeah, she's a nurse, unit nurse for a nursing home, which they have COVID-19 patients in their facility, Peter. Over.
Roger. Thank you, Lito, so very, very much. Helen, we know you're working right now and you're not hearing us, but certainly we are streaming live through Twitch TV, a broadcast that goes to everybody that cares to check in. It's publicly available, so it's clearly open to the masses. And Helen, I'd like to say thank you. You are certainly on the front lines. Nursing homes have been especially vulnerable because clearly they're receiving patients from hospitals. They're required to do that to keep their license going. But at times they're not screened enough. The CDC has not done, perhaps at times because they're so busy, enough testing to know what patients are certainly COVID-19 positive and those that are not. And clearly a lot of them have been mixed with the general population. And as we know, as we've seen in the news, there have been too many losses due to nursing home fatalities, and it's just a shame. And I understand what you're saying, Lito. I've heard this over and over again, and people out there keep this in mind. People like Lito, as he said every single day, he prays, he hopes that Helen will come home and not bring any germs home. And she has to go through a process where literally clothes are taken off, put in the washing machine every day, shower is taken to do everything that she could and all these folks that are on the front lines to mitigate the spread to the children. Because once again, we've heard of the devastating effect of the Kawasaki disease that is attacking children. And the last thing you want to do is get a COVID person over it and then moving into Kawasaki. It could be deadly with the heart disease that occurs from that. Lito, thank you so much for sharing that with us. It really means a lot. It means a lot to us here, to me, to people listening, to people on the broadcast, and overall to the folks that are on the front lines, knowing that they're not alone, that we're certainly there with them, giving them our hopes and prayers. Lito, thanks so much for the time. I thank you so much, and have a wonderful day. And this will get better and better as the days go by. A vaccine is getting close, Lito. Over to you for any finals. Thanks so much for sharing that with us, Lito. Over to you, sir.
I really appreciate it, Peter. It's nicely said and done. And also to my sisters, I have 3 sisters who are also nurses, and they're all, both of them are working in hospitals and nursing homes in Texas and in Chicago. And my nurse relatives in New Jersey too, Peter. It's nicely said. He did it perfectly. He hit it in her heart. And we will continue to fight this one. And I hope that we will win in the shortest time that we can. So, Peter, so my best of 73 to you. Kilo 2 Hotel, stroke SUF, Kilo 8 Alpha Juliet from Sterling Heights, Michigan, say 73.
Thank you so very, very much. Thank you, Lito. And you certainly have a lot of folks that are in our first line responders that are there doing their business. You've been blessed and cursed in a way to have them there. But nevertheless, as I said earlier, we're putting our blanket of good karma out there so that everybody is protected. That is for sure. And certainly from Michigan, we can't thank the nurses enough. We have a note from a nurse in Michigan. She says she misses home. She came to New York, and she's still here in New York. She misses home and dreams of hugging and being with her children and cooking Southern food for them. Fried chicken, collard greens, and cornbread. Yes, they do that in Michigan as well. She says, not yet to go home. I'm not leaving until this is over, she said. I feel like it's my duty to stay. Can you just imagine? This is just as similar to my dad, who was working at the naval shipyards in 1943, where that foreman said, you're in the naval shipyards, you are exempt from World War II. And he said, no, I must serve. And I'm quitting this job to become eligible for the draft. It's that same mentality. It's that same reserve. It's that same esprit de corps, love of country, that forces these nurses, as my dad did in World War II, to go and serve in spite of the dangers that are put in front of them. And most importantly, not only the dangers that are certainly physical, but most importantly, those mental dangers, the PTSD that we know so much of now. Those are the things that we're really concerned about. Lito, thanks so very much. Thank you all. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Whiskey, Whiskey, Quebec.
First, there's a couple of whiskeys. I'll ask for the Whiskey Quebec first. Go ahead.
Yes, Kilo 2 Hotel, great sounding signal, call Whiskey Bravo 4, Foxtrot Whiskey, Quebec. My name is Tom, Tango Oscar Mike, in Knoxville, Tennessee. Beautiful signal. Back to you.
Well, thank you, Tom. You know, that's important because we did put a lot of work in getting a signal on the air before this event. We wanted to put the highest quality signal, not only to make sure we reach everybody, but also sort of as an example of what amateur radios can do. And we want to set a good example and show others that it's not hard to do, and you can do this on a budget for sure. Tom, welcome back again. May 25th was the last time we spoke. Great to have you aboard again. Any comments you'd like to have, please, the mic is yours, sir. Over to you, Tom.
Okay, real fine. Yeah, many years ago I lived in New York. I really did. But, great, beautiful signal. Thanks so much for the contact. Carry on, because you got quite a following. Kilo 2 Hotel, Whiskey Bravo 4, Foxtrot Whiskey, Quebec. Thank you for picking me up.
Oh, thank you. My pleasure, Tom. Yes, and once again, I really want to thank the gratitude, the giving of amateur radio operators. They're waiting here. Hopefully, we'll get to most of them. They've been so nice to give of their time because they could be doing a lot of things. You could be working like I would love to be in the WPX CQ contest that's going on right now, the lower portion of our band. But I wanted to have my energy. I wanted to have my information here to share during the 31 days of May. And a lot of you could be doing other things, and I can't thank you enough for being here and giving your thank yous to those folks in the front lines. I got to tell you, it really is making an impact. And also, it's newsworthy. And not that we look for the news, but we are getting out there as amateur radio operators, just as important as earthquakes and hurricanes and tornadoes. We're getting out here showing what we can do as a service. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. Roger, there's a station calling me. I think there's a Foxtrot in the call. Very distorted audio. So perhaps you could just get an idea what's going on there. If there's an amplifier, maybe shut it down. But yeah, quite distorted. Would love to reach you though. Try again, QRZ. This is Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
K5 Radio, Mike Juliet.
Roger, big signal. Thanks so much. Strong voice as well. Kilowatt 5 Radio, Mike Juliet. Thank you so much. I appreciate the call. Your name, sir, your state, and any comments you'd like to have on what we've been doing for this month of May. Over to you, sir. Yeah, we might have doubled. K5RMJ, over to you, sir.
Yeah, Roger. My name is Jim Juliet Indian Mike. I'm located in northeast Mississippi, and you've got a very good signal here. You're about 5 over 9 over.
Roger, Jim. Thank you so much. Any comments you'd like to share with us regarding those heroes on the front lines? Any personal shout-outs or just a general shout-out? Thank you. Over to you, Jim.
Yeah, Roger. I'd like to thank each and every one of them. I've got a daughter that's on the front line, and my hat's off to all of them. And this terrible disease has impacted many lives over.
Oh, my goodness, Jim, you couldn't have said it better. It's impacting lives also secondarily, like you, Jim. Your daughter, you pray and hope every single day that she comes home well. Jim, what's her first name? Could you share that with me? Over to you, sir.
Yeah, Roger, it's Montana.
What a beautiful name. I love that name, Montana. Well, Montana, you're not listening because you're working a shift, but if you have a chance, certainly we're on the stream here on the Twitch TV stream. Montana, thank you so much for being a soldier, being a warrior in this war, this COVID-19 war that we hope we'll never, ever have to experience again. But when you signed on to be a nurse, Montana, you didn't sign on for this, that's for sure. You're not wearing a bulletproof vest, but your vest is that PPE equipment that so dearly was missing in the beginning, but certainly, hopefully, now you're using and enjoying and being safe. Hey, Jim, thanks so much for your time. You got a great signal here into New York as well. Any final comments, Jim? Over to you, sir.
No, sir. Thank you for putting this on the air, and look forward to maybe talking to you again, Tom. 7-3. This is K5RMJ, North Mississippi.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, I look forward to getting back to normal operating conditions as Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor doing my thing, having QSOs, working towards my DXCC honor roll, things like that, getting back to normality. But I have a feeling this is going to hang with us for a while, and we're going to be doing a lot of other things related to this event. 73 is good signal. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Alpha Bravo 8 Lima Lima, Alpha Bravo 8 Lima Lima.
Roger, thank you. Alpha Bravo 8 Lima Lima. Thank you. Good signal, nice audio, sir. Your name, your state, any comments you'd like to have. Over to you, sir.
QSL, yeah, 5-9. I'm in Michigan for you. I'm getting a received 5-9, good signal. All three of my daughters are nurses, and they're right in the front lines, and they come back and they tell us, you know, my nephews is a nurse, my niece is a nurse. I mean, we got like 8 nurses in our family, and I heard seen this. I figured I want to jump in there and say howdy to you. So I'm in Michigan. My name is Ed, Echo Delta.
Ed, that's fantastic. 8 nurses in the family. My goodness, you may have set the record here in my 30 days. Could I at least have your 3 daughters? All 3 daughters are nurses. I mean, that's incredible. How did that happen? You must have whispered in their ear, or your wife whispered in their ear at night when they were young. Nursing is a wonderful profession. Nursing is a fantastic. You'll feel great. Ed, please give me your daughters' first names, if you don't mind, sir. Over to you.
QSL, the oldest one is Belinda, and she's an LPN. My middle one is Lisa, and she's an RN. And my youngest one is Lori, and she's a nurse practitioner.
Roger. What was your first daughter's name, Ed? Go ahead.
That would be Belinda. My wife was also in the medical. She was a unit secretary, but her name is Linda, and the oldest one is Belinda.
Well, there you go. See, it rubs off. The DNA, sometimes you just can't help it. Linda, your wife, thank you so much for really being the trendsetter and putting certainly clearly what you've said every single day had resonated with Belinda, with Lisa, and with Lori. Thank you so much, Ed, for encouraging that and having your daughters on the front lines, and we really can't thank them enough. And we say Godspeed to them, and hopefully they'll be able to get back to their normal activities very, very soon, Ed. We really do hope so. And it's just a pleasure to talk to someone who has 8 nurses in their family. Just incredible, Ed. Over to you for any final comments.
Okay, and then the middle one, Lisa, she's also really big into quilting, and she's been making masks, 3-stage filter masks, and she's donated over 1,000 to where she works. And she just sits and sews and makes these special masks, and she takes them into work and said, here, you guys have these. So we really like that one. She's really a giving person. So 73s, have good luck with your contest, your special event contest. So Alpha Bravo 8 Lima Lima.
Oh, thank you, Ed, so very, very much. Lisa, another shout out to you. We're going to put two medals on you. Basically doing the stage 3 masks in addition to your nursing duties. That's pretty incredible. I have a nurse that's in my family. She's a cousin. Her name is Heather, and after she does her shift, she then goes downtown Manhattan and gets involved with helping needy people, handing food out to them. So it's incredible energy. And as they said, when you want to get something done, look to a nurse. They'll get the job done for you. Thanks, Ed, very much for that. QRZ. This is Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. My name is Peter, Papa Echo Tango Echo Romeo, Long Island, New York, QRZ.
Whiskey November 2, Juliet Echo Tango.
Roger, I think it's Whiskey November 2, Juliet Echo, but I don't think so. Correct me if I'm wrong on that call. Go ahead.
November number 2, Juliet Echo Tango.
Juliet Echo Tango. Okay, November 2, Juliet Echo Tango. Thank you so very much. Your name, your state, and any comments you might have. Over to you, sir.
Roger, Peter, and thank you so much for what you're doing today. Name here is Sean, Sierra Hotel America Whiskey November, and the location's Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Peter, thank you, and I just wanted to give a shout-out. I've got a son-in-law, Matthew, who's a doctor of physical therapy working at the VA hospital up in Cleveland. Covering shifts for some of his co-workers who've come down with the virus, and he just continues to faithfully serve our men who have faithfully served, men and women who have faithfully served, and I appreciate so much his service. I also have a son who's a medical resident down here at Duke Hospital, so kind of understanding firsthand, seeing what they're going through here with all of this, and in all of them, and thankful for them, and for everyone
working the front lines of this terrible war that's fought on the tiniest scale we've fought in a long time. Thank you, Peter. Go ahead.
Oh, that's well said, Sean. I never really quite heard it that way. Very eloquently put, fought on the tiniest scale we've ever fought before. You're absolutely right, and that's one of the very difficult variables that we're fighting with. Let me give a shout-out to Matthew, Doctor of Physical Therapy. Matthew, thank you so much for what you're doing, the son-in-law. Matthew, you are a hero, and that's precisely why we're doing this event, to shout out to people like you who are doing such a phenomenal job keeping people safe, getting people back to health, and letting them feel normal again. And certainly your son is a medical resident. Please share your son's first name with us, Sean. Go ahead.
Roger, Peter. His name is David. Go ahead.
David also. David, to you a shout-out. And we certainly hope that when you have a full status, you're never going to ever have to come up with something like this kind of a war that certainly no one signs on for at all. And, I'm filling my sheets of paper today, Sean and everybody else, with stories of people that have sons and daughters and son-in-laws that are on the front lines. And we're so happy to hear that, because it's a way of really sharing your information, which is absolutely positively direct from the front lines, and we thank you enough. It makes certainly this all the more meaningful. Thank you, Sean, so very much. Any final comments? I'd love to hear them for your finals. Over to you, sir.
No, just once again, our thoughts and prayers are with those who are especially with frontline care for the patients with COVID-19 and other infectious diseases, Peter. So just thank you for what you're doing. It just feels so good to be able to put a word out there of praise for the folks that we know are working so hard. Peter, thank you. 73s. This is M2JET.
My pleasure, Sean. You're well said again, Sean. It is not because the folks that are working in the ICUs, that are working in shifts, do not feel thank yous are necessary, but unfortunately they're so busy. They're so packed from one day to the other. It just can't be done. And we're more than happy to really to be there, helping them really understand how strongly we feel about them. And the least we can do is give them a thank you. We're getting notes that saying, thank you for lifting us up by saying thank you. I didn't know other people cared, especially amateur radio operators. We're just stunned by your outpouring to the tune of about 20,000 and rising thank yous. So that's fantastic, Sean, and thank you also for acknowledging that as well. Clearly, that makes all of this all worthwhile. Every minute of every single day that we've been doing this, it gives us really absolute meaning to this. Thanks so much, sir. QRZ, this is a great day. My name is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo. Call is Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot listening.
This is Whiskey Alpha 8, Zulu Hotel November, Mobile 8.
Mobile W8.
Roger, a couple of mobiles, real strong signal from Whiskey Alpha 8, Zulu Hotel November. Thank you. Big signal here into Long Island, New York. My name is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo. Your name, where you're located, any comments you might have on saluting these folks in the front lines. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, good afternoon. Name here is Jim, Juliet India Mike. We're currently mobile in Port Clinton, Ohio, up in the Lake Erie Island region. And I've got a young friend here who I'll let him give you his name and tell you a few things. Okay, Peter?
Oh, Roger. Our pleasure. We're standing by, Jim.
My name is Christian. I'm going to be a Boy Scout, and I'm going to work on my merit badge. Over.
Oh, that's fantastic, Kristen, rather. First of all, we have members of our family, Kristen, that are in the Scouts, both Boy and Girl Scouts. Two of my nephews have reached Eagle Scout. One of them, their final task was they put a beautiful flag in front of a nursing home, and the other one put a garden together. You're going to have a wonderful experience, Kristen, in the Boy Scouts. You're going to also get many, many badges. That is wonderful that you're thinking that way and working that way. And, Kristen, as they say, when it's in your mind, it can be done. And we're going to be so proud of you. And I look forward to your father, Jim, speaking with us as you attain these various badges. One of the first ones you may get is the Radio Merit Badge. We look forward to that. But It's going to be just a terrific experience, and right now it may not sound like it's going to be a big deal, but it's going to be one of the most important decisions that you've made in your life, becoming a Boy Scout. We couldn't be more proud of you. We have so many radio amateur operators, Kristen, who are Boy Scouts, and they are just fantastic people. Congratulations on that. We're very, very proud of you, and we look forward to hearing your progress, and perhaps on the QRZ page for your dad, where he has a picture of a beautiful lighthouse. Actually, it's the Ohio Lighthouse, Marblehead. He's at the Marblehead, Ohio Lighthouse on Lake Erie. He'll be able to put some notes about the progress you're making. Over to you, Jim. And if Kristen, if any more comments, please let us know. WA8ZHN, Kilo 2 Hotel. That was fantastic. Thank you, guys.
Okay, Peter, thank you very much. Yeah, Kristen's my little neighbor who is also my sailing buddy there. So, if you're still copying us, we're in a noisy area, but we copied you through that. And also, my son Todd is an Eagle Scout as well, and he's Whiskey 8 to Zulu Echo, Quebec. His grandfather's called flying. So 73, W8ZHM.
Roger, thank you. And also shout out to you, Todd, Whiskey 8 Zulu Echo, Quebec. I'm being an amateur radio operator, but also the high level of Eagle Scout, the highest you can go, an eagle, flying high and flying proud. Thank you so much. Safe mobiling to you, Jim. And Kristen, 73s to you. Bye-bye and good luck, and we look forward to your progress in the Scouts. What a great organization. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. My name is Peter. Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo at the controls. Looking forward to more calls. QRZ.
E4TS, Uniform Echo.
I believe there's a Tango Sierra. Go ahead.
Roger that. Kilo Echo 4, Tango Sierra, KE4TS. The name is Jim. Thank you, Peter, for being there today. The name here is Jim in the Smoky Mountains of North Carolina. Yes, my wife is a retired RN plus a practitioner. So give a big shout to the nurses. Over.
I can't shout out long enough, Jim, and high enough to how much we admire them in the face of this terrible war. Jim, may I have your wife's first name, please? Go ahead.
Mara, M-A-R-A, Mara. She's been a nurse for years and years and years, and she's finally retired and enjoying life now in the Smoky Mountains. Over.
The Smoky Mountains are a beautiful place. I took a trip there on my way south and to the Grand Ole Opry and just loved it very, very much. It's just an incredible place. And Mara, so glad you're retired, and so glad you're enjoying certainly your retirement. And I'm sure you're in contact with many of your compatriots that perhaps are still on the front lines, and I'm sure you've made calls to them because you have done it. You've been there through many crises, and you can perhaps give them some comfort by talking with them. I'm sure that you're doing that for sure. And Mara, if you're sitting by his side, which I'm sure all good XYLs should be doing while we're on the air, right? Yeah, sure. But if you are, we tip our hat to you and thank you so much for years and years of valuable service. Thanks a lot, Jim. And if any final comments, over to you, sir.
No, she said thank you very much, and glad to hear you giving the nurses and the doctors a pat on the back. They surely need it. So thank you so much, Peter, for being there. By the way, your signal is at 20 over 9. I repeat, at 20 over 9 at the Murphy, North Carolina. With that, we'll pass 73 to you. Have a great day and a safer tomorrow. And we'll be stand by in your final.
Thank you so very, very much. Thank you. Well, I guess the ionosphere gods are also helping me as well, getting the word out, getting my signal out. So that's good to hear. And your signal also is about 15 over 9, doing very, very well here at Long Island, New York. Mara, it's a pleasure to tip our hat to you. And certainly we tip our hat to everybody, including those folks that drive the transit authority, the Metropolitan Transit Authority people, the people that are postal workers, and the people that are technicians. All of them are not forgotten, for sure, in this whole process of the thank you tour that we're taking. 73s to you, Jim and Mara. Be well, be safe, and yes, for better tomorrows. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. Peter is here, and we're listening. Go ahead.
Kilo Oscar 4, Uniform Echo.
Roger, Uniform Echo, thank you. Kilo Oscar 4, Uniform Echo. Good signal in here into New York. I'm not sure I got the call right. KO4UE. Correct me if I'm wrong. Go ahead.
That's correct. Peter, call is Kilo Oscar 4, Uniform Echo. Name is Dave. And what part of Long Island are you located? Over.
Roger, Dave. I'm located in the beautiful town of Southampton. That would be nice. Beautiful town of Smithtown, Long Island, New York. The location, the hamlet of Northport. One word, Dave. Go ahead.
We're familiar with the area. We have family in Port Jefferson. Thank you for the contact, Peter. Over.
Roger. My pleasure, Dave. Thank you so much for making contact with us. And every contact by an amateur radio operator is a thank you to those heroes on the front lines. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. There's a station ending in Lima. Please go ahead.
Kilo Alpha 9, Oscar Lima.
Roger, thank you. A little bit of QSB, but I've got you in there. Kilo Alpha 9, Oscar Papa Lima. Thank you so much. Hope I got the call right. Your name, your state, and any comments you might have. Over to you, sir.
The call is correct. The name is Joe Juliet Oscar Echo in Columbus, Indiana. And I want to say thank you for doing what you're doing and give a blessings and Godspeed all around for everybody on the front lines. They're appreciated, I'm sure, more than they know, and I'm glad you're doing this for them. Over.
I do hope that they know that, Joe, that they're appreciated more than we know. It's incredible. These 30 days, these 20,000 plus contacts, clearly it's resonated one after the other. And one amateur radio operator after another, like yourself, Joe, has given their all to make sure that our comments can be heard. Stations QRX, I need to do something here and make some adjustments. QRX, one moment, just about a minute. This is Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. QRX, I'll be back in about 1 minute and a half. QRX. Okay, stations, we're back on the air again. This is Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. For those of you who watched one of my favorite movies, probably my top 50 movies, A League of Their Own. A lot of you know the Tom Hanks opening scene. Anyway, enough said about that. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. I repeat, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, celebrating all those frontline workers. QRZ.
November 9 Whiskey Fox Tango, November 9 Whiskey Fox Tango.
Roger, November 9 Whiskey Fox Tango. Right now, propagation is working for you. Well, there you go, Dan. Thank you so very, very much. Again, let's see, 3, 6, 7. Okay, you get the 7-time jacket. 7 times, that's Mickey Mantle's number, so that's a gold jacket, Dan. Thanks so much for gracing us with making a contact with us. A little bit of a QSB on your signal, so don't make it too long because I may lose you and not get all the words that I'd like to hear from you, Dan. But over to you. I look forward to your comments. Over to you, sir.
November 9 Whiskey Fox Tango, 2 Kilo 2 Hotel. Peter, thank you for what you're doing. I want to recognize those that are on the front lines. Quite frankly, they don't do it for the glory. They do it because they feel that they are called to a mission. I also want to salute the families of those that are on the front lines, for they are our equivalent of the Blue Star families that we have. And I also want to salute the families who have lost loved ones due to this terrible, terrible pandemic, as they are equivalent to our Gold Star families. And I also want to salute the Boy Scout and the Girl Scout leaders. They are very influential. My father was a Boy Scout leader. Peter, I hope QSB is not getting me. I have known 4 Boy Scouts. I have known 4 Boy Scouts in my day. Once again, I want to salute out to all those that I did. And I want to thank the Boy and Girl Scout leaders, because they are developing the new leaders of our nation. When we step down, a younger generation will come up, and God knows that especially in these times, we need positive influences upon our youth. Peter, this is N9WFT, back to you. November 9 Whiskey.
Roger, that was good, Tom. November 9 Whiskey, Dan, November 9 Whiskey Fox Tango. I just hope so many people heard your salutes. I hope the listeners, and we have a record number of listeners right now on our chat line and on our stream. We really do appreciate that. Anyone listeners would like to share any thoughts with us, I'd be more than happy to read them. Dan, very well put. Very, very well put. For the leaders, Boy Scouts, we know how influential they will be and how important they will be in our society. We can't thank them enough. We certainly, our hearts go out to, as you said, all those people that have lost people. It's terrible. They're real people. They're just not statistics. And it's a lot of deaths that certainly could have been avoided, that is for sure. So thank you very, very much as usual, Dan. I really appreciate your comments. 73s to you. Be well, good health. And let's not forget, El Paso, Illinois, the birthplace of Archbishop Fulton J. Sheen. For those who might not know who he was one of the original, certainly, voices on television and radio, the Hour of Power, a Jesuit priest, a brilliant person, a theologian, who studied in Rome under the Pope. Regardless of what your religious inclinations might be, he was just a brilliant human being and a very positive person. And clearly, we certainly thank El Paso, Illinois, for raising such a great citizen. 73s, Dan, thank you so much. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot listening.
Victor Alpha 3, Juliet Tango.
Roger, Juliet Tango, please, go ahead.
K28/Folk Suffolk. This is Victor Alpha 3, Juliet Tango.
Roger, Victor Alpha 3, Juliet Tango. Good signal. Thank you so much. Jim, welcome once again to the broadcast. We really appreciate that. You know, speaking of Archbishop Sheen, and I have it here as Reverend Sir James Burrell Thomas, I think you mentioned that might be your father, Jim. Go ahead. Jim, I'm missing you on the QSB. Back to you, Jim. Say that again, sir.
Say again?
Jim, just hello and how are you, Jim? Go ahead.
Well, absolutely fantastic. Nice to work here again, Peter. And,
from the bottom of my heart, as soon as this COVID-19 emergency is over, I believe all the emergency responders, the caregivers, the nurses, the doctors, and all others who put their lives on the line to protect us should be awarded a medal for their courage and sacrifice. And it should be a special medal awarded by the President of the United States of America. And as Canadians, we continue to say, God bless America. Over.
Jim, thank you so much. We're talking with Jim from Canada, our neighbor to the north. We know someone, our neighbor who we have tremendous respect for. God bless America and God bless Canada, too. May it be strong, the empire, and may it live long. And you're absolutely right. It's certainly they don't expect it. They don't want any sort of special recognition. But clearly there has to be a monument built with all their names on it to basically have everyone in the future generations 1,000 years from now to say, wow, what these people have gone through. They fought a war on U.S. soil, and they fought it bravely, and they fought it every single day. And that is something we can't thank them enough for. And certainly we're doing what we can here, giving them our medals of thanks to them, because we really appreciate how they're impacting all people that are ill and getting them back to health. Thanks so much, Jim. We appreciate that. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. Roger, yep. There are going to be times when we're going to have just lacks in basically communications. One thing I want to say, there's a lot of negative effects of watching news just before bedtime. And I want to make sure everybody leaves time in their day for laughter, positive thoughts, and a little exercise. That is so, so critical. Also, keep in mind the perils of late-night emails. Workers of the world, let's resist the urge to send emails after hours. We may think of our messages as benign, but an email is never just an email. Certainly, and that was from JotForm founder Ahim Tank. Work messages after hours bring us back to work precisely when we need to recharge, and it can trigger an effect that our brain's natural desire wants to wrap things up and relax. So be kind to our brains. I also say it's not a good thing to watch the late night news just before you retire for bedtime. The last thing you need is something like that to be feeding on your subconscious. Be good to your brains. Be good to it, and laughter, something humorous, something funny is going to last a long, long time, because clearly day after day of negativity is not going to help, firstly, you physically or mentally. Thanks a lot, guys. QRZ, let's see if anything is better. I think I heard a station. Kilo 2 Hotel, Stoke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
KO4 CPA.
KO, I think I have a KO4 CPA. Kilo Oscar 4 Charlie Papa Alpha. Correct me if I'm wrong, your name and state. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, Roger, Peter. It's the KO4 Charlie Tango Alpha. I'm down in North Carolina.
John, North Carolina.
Roger, I have two North Carolina. I have a North Carolina, but I think it's Kilo Oscar 4 Charlie Tango Alpha. And I believe your name is John. Over to you, sir.
Hello, November 9, Delta X-ray November.
Okay, we got a couple of stations here. Let me just clear my log here so I can get this right. The Kilo Alpha 4, come back again with your call. Go ahead.
It's Kilo Oscar Knockout 4 Charlie Tango Alpha.
Roger. So it's Kilo. Thank you, stations. Got a couple of similar stations. We'll get you. Kilo Oscar 4 Charlie Tango Alpha. Thank you so much. Welcome once again, Mike. You're in North Carolina. Welcome aboard. Sorry for the confusion. Any comments that you'd like to add to our special event, sir? Over to you.
No, just wanted to thank you for what you're doing and thank all the first responders. I'm a member of a group called Team Rubicon. And Team Rubicon, look it up. You want to. Team Rubicon is out helping during this disaster. We do disaster relief for a nonprofit. We concentrate mainly tornadoes and hurricanes, but right now we're helping feed the United States during this crisis.
Mike, thank you. Yes, I heard of Team Rubicon and heard of the good work they did, and thank you so much for your service in Team Rubicon. We really appreciate that. Thank you for your comment. Any final comments at all, Mike? Go ahead.
No, just you're sounding good down here. We appreciate you. Get back to me. Have a good day, and we'll talk to you later. 73, see you.
Thank you, Mike. Continue to do your good work as well. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Yes, sir. November.
Okay, there's a November station. Please come in, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, Chief. Let's see for a few minutes here. This is November 9, Delta X-Ray November here in Indiana. Roger.
A big Roger. Thank you so much, sir. November 9, Delta X-Ray November. Believe you're in Fairmont, Indiana. I think your name is Craig. Thanks so much for listening for a while, Craig. Please share any of your comments you might have with us. Over to you, sir.
No comments. Just sitting here listening there, see if you can acknowledge my station, Roger.
My pleasure. Well, thank you so much for making contact with us, taking the time. That alone is plenty to do, and that's a thank you to those heroes on the front lines, all of them, every single one of them. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Roger. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. I've worked every day since it started, so have a wonderful day, and congratulations on your acknowledgement.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you for being so stalwart, working every single day during this crisis. And thank you so much for providing valuable service out there. We really appreciate that. 73s to you, sir. Thank you so much, Craig. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo 5 X-Ray Quebec, Kilo 5.
Roger, Kilo 5 X-Ray Quebec. Thank you so much. I think your name is Preston or Press. Love that picture on your QRZ page. Your state, sir, and any comments you might have. Over to you.
Roger, this is Buddy. I'm in Vernon, Alabama, in northwest Alabama. Vernon, Alabama. I'm actually a retired police officer. I did my 25 years in Tupelo, Mississippi, but I've been retired 17 years. So that's about it here. Very beautiful day outside, about 82 degrees, K5XQ.
Roger, K5XQ. Thank you, buddy. We certainly do hope also that as we can enjoy these beautiful days, that think about these frontline workers that are stuffed in their IC units, looking over people that are ill, being in nursing homes, people driving their vans back and forth, delivering supplies, delivering plasma, important things. We do certainly hope they deserve it. There's no reason why they don't deserve it any more than we do, buddy, to get out there and circulate among us and breathe the fresh air. We sure hope. And that's why I say to everybody, don't add to the misery. Be safe out there. Don't be too casual. Wear your mask. Keep your distance, and everything will be okay. Don't put additional pressure on those folks that are in the IC units. That's the last thing we need to do as states open up more and more. It's okay for states to open up, but we, the general public, have to be extremely responsible and caring. Buddy, before I leave you, one final thing. Tupelo, Mississippi, birthplace of you-know-who. That's the king, Elvis Presley, buddy. 73s to you, sir. Any final comments?
Okay, yeah, it sure is. I worked with Elvis's second cousin for 25 years. Real nice fella, Larry Presley. So, 73, everybody have a good day. Keep up the good work, K5XQ.
Roger. Wow, that is terrific. So we've got royalty here in talking with Buddy, who's worked with Larry Presley. Yeah, a terrific human being, and certainly helped Elvis get through some of his day-to-day turmoil. Thanks so much, Buddy. We appreciate that, and great to talk with someone formerly from the hometown of the King. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
November 4, Kilo, Quebec Romeo.
Kilo, Quebec Romeo, thank you. November 4, Kilo, Quebec Romeo. Thank you so much, sir. Your name, your state, and any comments you might have. Over to you.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. The handle here is Steve, Sierra Tango Echo, Victor Echo, located in Tampa, Florida. Just heard your very, very loud signal coming in. I'm actually on a buddy pole antenna with a Yaesu FT450. Battery powered, and we're quite appreciative of a signal report. Over. You're 5'9", over.
Roger. The buddy pole in the 450 is doing a good job. Signals of 5 and 6, Steve, with good modulation, so you're doing real well. Any final comments that you'd like to have, Steve? Over to you.
Oh, no, this is some type of special event station. I'm sorry, I just caught the tail end of your last
your last contact. Is there something special about this frequency? Over.
My pleasure, yeah, and I'm so glad that you said that. It gives me an opportunity to do what you may call a little advertisement. This is a special event station. It's called Kilo 2 Heroes, K2H. We've been here for the entire month of May. Thank goodness to the ARRL for giving us this call. The purpose of the event is to honor the doctors, the nurses, the healthcare workers, the EMTs, the police, the firemen, the military who provide medical help, as well as the mortuary, the hospital personnel, the food services people during this crisis in New York State. We have 62 counties, Steve, that we hope are represented, each of them with their special event station, each of them with their call of their county. I happen to be Suffolk County, Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Let me not forget also the sanitation, the postal workers, the supermarket personnel, the technicians, all those folks we want to thank. That's what we're doing here for the entire month of May. Tomorrow is our last day for the event, Steve. Over to you.
Okay, very good. Well, congratulations on having such a meritorious special event. That sounds fantastic. Mine always sits now. I work in the food service distributor, and we've never shut down. We're going big guns to keeping things provided for restaurants in the hospitals and that type of stuff. Anyways, thank you very much for the report, and take care up there, and just fantastic to hear a station that's celebrating the hard work and the dedication of the people, the frontline guys. I appreciate you coming back. KTH, this is N4KQR. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Well, good job there, Steve. N4KQR. Really good job. Well done. That is for sure. We do very much appreciate you taking the time and getting a little test of the equipment as well. Just remember, everybody, this is something we're really concerned with. The COVID-19 virus is not only attacking our physical health, it's also increasing psychological suffering. Those most at risk include the frontline healthcare workers, the older people, the children, including the police, the fire, the sanitation, the postal workers, the mechanics, the drivers, the grocery store personnel, the technicians, all those people that see many people in a typical day. Let's not take that for granted. Take the time, if you know someone, to give a smile out, give a call out, and just see how are you doing, because clearly we know about the physical, certainly manifestations of COVID-19. The mental is much harder to see. And many of these people on the front lines have never in their lives experienced something like this, and they're totally unprepared to be able to comment. They don't know, should I reach for help? I've never done that before, never had to. Nothing was ever as critical as this. And they may be putting this information down in them and not getting it out there. So if you can make a phone call to them, that would be wonderful. We certainly hope and know that our comments are resonating with them as well. They're hearing us, and they really sincerely appreciate what we're doing. You know, I'm just a messenger. It's you folks out there, the amateur radio community, those that are on the certainly the Twitch TV line as well. Those are the folks that really are making this happen. Got to thank you so very, very much. QRZ, an hour and 51 minutes, a couple minutes more to go. Let's see if propagation is still holding. Thanks a lot, folks, for letting me babble. This is Peter, Pop Echo, Tango Echo, Romeo, Long Island, New York, saying thank you to the heroes on the front lines. This is K2H, Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra, a Uniform Foxtrot listening.
Kilo 4, Kilo Tango.
Roger, all Kilo 4, Kilo Tango. I say familiar, but I don't know if we've spoken before or not. Don't think so. Your name, sir, your state, and any comments that you might have. Over to you.
Roger that. Don't believe we've spoken before. It could be way sometime in the past. Who knows? But the name here is Joe Juliet Oscar Echo, and I am located in North Carolina. Yourself?
Roger, Joe. Thank you so very much for North Carolina. I appreciate that. And I want to make sure, Joe, your call is Kilo 4, Kilo Tango. Is that correct?
That is correct. Kilo 4, Kilo Tango. And you're a good 5'9" plus coming in here in North Carolina. I think you got a pipeline into North Carolina that I've heard quite a few from North Carolina going back to you. And yeah, you're right about the emotional part of it. It is really tough. My wife is a hospice nurse, and she does admissions, and for the most part, she has been able to stay home. She's dressed to go. She's working this weekend from home, and she just got called, and she's supposed to go in. I think they're going to delay that, but she does have to go in the hospital occasionally, so it's really stressful when she goes in. Yeah, I have to kind of grab the whole heart from pitter-pattering whenever she goes out the door, because it's bad in the hospitals as well. Even though they have their PPE and all, you just never know. But anyway, yeah, God bless all the providers out there and all those involved in this, and hopefully we will recover from it. K4, KKT.
We will recover, and certainly our hats off to certainly your wife. May I have her first name, please, Joe? Go ahead.
Roger that. Her name is Susan.
Roger. Susan, we know what you're going through. We've been on this thing for 30 days. It's a special event, and we've heard for so many people on the front lines that are there, and this is a war. And no matter where you are in the war, you're certainly feeling the anxiety, and you're absolutely right. It's very, very stressful. Stressful for them and stressful for us, the anxiety that we have, worrying every single moment that you will not be certainly tainted with the COVID-19 virus. We do know, on a positive note, most people that do receive the virus usually get through it in pretty good shape. My sister has gone through it pretty well as her brother-in-law. But nevertheless, you never know at all. And so we thank you so very, very much for your service. And thank you for mentioning that to us, Joe. We really do thank you for that. And we love your QRZ page. That's what we're living for, that child that child that you have. Your child on the front page holding what perhaps might be a daisy in their hands. And that's what we're doing it for. We're doing it for that reason. And it may be a Hello Kitty shirt. Is that correct, Joe? Is that Hello Kitty, warm kitty, soft kitty, little ball of fur? Go ahead, Joe.
Yes, Kate does have a Hello Kitty shirt on there. She was diagnosed at the age of 3 with leukemia, and she died when she was 5. Therefore, my band is called K4KKT. It's Kisses for Kate. Kate Thornton is the vanity call. But her ordeal is largely responsible for my wife being a nurse now. She was Kate's advocate for 24/7 for 2 years in the hospital with her, and that pretty much gave her the incentive to go on and become a nurse.
That's incredible. Certainly all of us in the amateur radio community, right here, my personal call, Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor. Kate, you're certainly on this earth for such a short period of time, but the time that you spent, you gave certainly your family blessings, and clearly what you did is you left behind, as Joe said, the opportunity for your mom to go to work in nursing and save other people's lives. We bless you, and we certainly know that you are in a wonderful place right now. And Joe, thank you so much for honoring Kisses for Kate by keeping your call KKT. That is just fantastic and very, very heartwarming, Joe. I hope I didn't bring up a sore point, but it was so important for me to see that and say that. And thank you for sharing that with us, Joe. Over to you for final.
Roger that. Thank you. And, yeah, she touched a lot of people when she was here. She's still touching people through the Kisses for Kate organization. And thank you so much for putting on this event, and we appreciate it. 73K4KKT.
Joe, on the Kisses for Kate, how can people basically participate and support that, Joe? How can they find that out? Go ahead.
They can go to the website. It's Kisses, the number 4, KATE.com or .org. And it's actually a nonprofit set up by Kate's godmother, who made some promises to Kate, and she's fulfilled those promises, and the organization is keep going now. They're totally nonprofit. They don't take pay for anything. It's all volunteers. So if anybody wants to get more information about that, they can jump on my QRZ site or just go to kissesforkate.com.
Joe, thank you so much. K4KKT. I hope you heard that, folks. And I certainly encourage you to take a look and see if you can do something for an amateur radio operator and for Kate, and to certainly learn about the Kisses for Kate organization. I'm sure that it's very, very vital work that they do. Thank you, Joe, so very, very much. This is what this certainly event is all about. It's about heroes. Kate, may she rest in peace, is one of our heroes. I'm sure that the pain, the suffering, the time that she went through was a very terrible thing, and those of us who have lost children, it is the worst loss that you can certainly have, and we just really appreciate Joe for coming on the air and sharing that with us. Thank you so much, Joe. It's just a wonderful thing, Kisses for Kate, and please, folks, take a look and give if your heart certainly motivates you to do that. 783's to you. That's certainly also on our streaming site. And that'll be there if you want to look at it, Kisses for Kate. And it's on our Twitch TV site. Look at the 1 hour, 58-minute mark, and you can recover that information, too, on tape. That will be there, hopefully, for a long, long time. You know, like certainly the movie, you never know what you're going to get in that box of chocolates. And clearly, this is something that we didn't expect, but are so grateful to hear. Thank you, Joe. God bless you, and God bless your wife as well, and may she be safe in her endeavors on the front lines. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot, listening.
Whiskey 4, Echo Mike Bravo.
Roger. I think a station from Missouri, but stand by. Whiskey 4, Echo Mike Bravo. Yeah, you have to take a pause, don't you, Ed? When something like this we hear from Mike, it's for a moment you kind of stand back and it kind of like shakes you up a little bit. But nevertheless, we move forward and we certainly salute those heroes. Ed, I hope I have your name right. Any comments you'd like to have, please share them with us. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, this is W4EMB. Yes, sir. Name here on this end is Ed, Echo Delta. And thoughts and prayers go with Joe, the last last guy you had on there. Went to the QRZ page and got to see the beautiful picture of Kate. And it's nice that ham radio can share that message and pass it around for others, even as sad as it is. But thank you for sharing that with everybody. That's about it from me, and thanks for running this net and running this special event. Sure appreciate recognizing those taking the lead during these rough times. K2H Stroke Sierra from W4 Echo Mike Bravo. Thanks for taking my call, sir.
My pleasure, Ed. Thank you for those comments. And yep, you bet. That is why certainly we're fighting for our future here. We're fighting that these children like Kate, who are fortunate enough to be here with us, are not going to have to go through the horrors of COVID-19, and that's why our scientists are going to reach a portion of time when they'll be able to achieve the results and the success. Thank you so much, Ed, and thank you very much for acknowledging certainly having Kate out there. Kisses for Kate. Let's not forget that. That's part of what we're doing here as a service. We are an amateur radio service, and we help those that are in crisis and those who are in pain. And clearly we're doing that, I think, over and over again. And I want to thank the Great South Bay Amateur Radio Club for allowing us to do that. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Heroes. Kate's one of our heroes. Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo Delta 8, Juliet Alpha Mike.
Juliet Alpha Mike, thank you so much. Kilo Delta 8, Juliet Alpha Mike. Thank you so much, sir. Your name, your state, and any comments you'd like to have. Over to you.
The name here is Bill, Bravo India Lima Lima. I'm in the very tip of Michigan. Just want to thank everybody out there. I am a mechanic and a shop owner, and I've been open most of the time, and my wife is a bath aide, and she's been working through all of this. So thank you to all the rest of the people.
Thank you, Bill, very much. And we needless to say, we can never forget the mechanics, because without people like you, Bill, people are moving less on the roads. Did you say your wife is a health aide, Bill? Go ahead.
Right. She's a bath aide. She goes around and helps people get showered up and whatnot.
Great work. May you share with me her first name, Bill? Go ahead. Thank you, Karen. Thank you so much for what you're doing out there, putting yourself also at risk. Let's not minimize that. Every time you step out there and you see multiples of people, you're putting yourself at risk. Thank you, Bill. 73s to you. We're at the 2-hour, 2-minute mark. We don't want to certainly monopolize this too much. There may be other Suffolk County stations that would like to get on the air, or the counties of New York. QRZ, the Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Whiskey Alpha 4, Uniform Juliet Yankee.
The Uniform Juliet Yankee, go ahead.
Rogers, Whiskey Alpha 4, Uniform Juliet Yankee, WA4UJY. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, and just wanted to say, good station. You got a hell of a signal into Atlanta today.
Thank you so much. I think your name is Joe or Joseph, probably go by Joe from Georgia. You got a good signal as well, and let's make use of that good signal. Any comments you'd like to have on the heroes that we're saluting fighting COVID-19? Over to you, Joe.
Other than I can't even compare to what those people do. I couldn't imagine, as an Air Force veteran, I can't imagine walking in, even at the Gulf War as an Air Force guy. I didn't see much of anything, but I couldn't imagine walking to a hospital, honestly, and not knowing if that would be the day that I caught COVID and died. I can't imagine the bravery those people had to do it. And so I just salute the people that did it. I mean, God bless them. That's awesome.
Joseph, and we respect that. Coming from a service person in the Air Force who understands what it's like to service to your country. We know that they didn't sign on for this. This is not something that they thought would ever happen to them. But they're doing their job every single day. And you're right. They are seeing these bullets are bullets of germs. And you can't make an assumption that, oh, I'll be okay because I'm in good shape. You never know. And they're doing it every day. They're sitting up every day because they feel that this is our job. Every day they go in and they say, can I do this for one more day? That's a nurse from North Carolina who said that. And she said, every day we got to put our game face on and start all over again. Joe, I agree with you. It's unfathomable. It really is difficult to put into words how much we respect and admire them. And that's why we're so glad to be able to, in our small way, say a million thank yous and blessings to these people out there that are doing what their career told them to do. Thanks a lot, Joe. Any final comments before we leave on to the next person? Go ahead, sir.
Oh, this 73s, and have a great afternoon. This is WA4UGY, and by the way, it is Joe Chulett. I do go by Joe. Thank you. 73s and good luck.
Joe, thank you so much. Thank you so much for saying what you said. Heartfelt comments. I could hear the level of emotion that you were sharing with us. 73s. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Alpha 5 Foxtrot, Romeo, Foxtrot, Romeo.
Roger, I think we have a Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo, Foxtrot, Romeo. Correct me if I'm wrong. Your name also state any comments you might have. Over to you.
The name is Steve, Whiskey Alpha 5 Foxtrot, Romeo, Foxtrot, WA5FRS, Romeo. I'm a retired fire chief in my 70s, so we're not doing that ourselves anymore. But my daughter is the store manager and cashier at the little Whole Country grocery store that we have here. That's our vulnerability. She lives with us, and she goes before the public every day. And you see all kinds. She's been assaulted. She's been abused. Everybody's frustrated. They like to take them out on someone, even if they've got nothing to do with it. Anyway, I agree with the sentiment. I'm a retired nurse, so our hearts and prayers are out with all of them. Over.
Roger, thank you. Let me make sure I have your call right. Is it Whiskey Alpha 5, Foxtrot, Romeo, Foxtrot? Go ahead.
QSL.
Oh, good. Thank you. I wanted to make sure I had it right for the log. Well, you're absolutely right. You know, working in grocery stores, clearly a lot of folks, they don't realize how vulnerable they are behind the counters in terms of the anxiety being taken out of them. I see it happening all the time, and it's just terrible. It really is. I wish people would take a step back and recognize that they're on the front lines as well. So salute to your daughter. Hopefully people will begin to realize that they are also very vulnerable, and they don't need that extra stress. They have enough stress going on, and your nurse, I think, was involved in, rather your wife, I believe, was involved in nursing as well. We salute her as well. 73s to you, Steve. Thank you so much for your time. Any final comments? Over to you, sir.
Great thing that you're doing. 7-3, have a great weekend. WA5FRS in Mobile.
Thank you so much. I didn't know you were mobiling. Well, that's great. 73s to you. Good to sign with you. Thanks so much for your comments. We really appreciate that. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo Baker 8,
I believe there's a Kilo 8 station in there. A Kilo 8, go ahead.
Delta X-Ray Juliet.
Roger, yeah, I got a couple of Kilo 8s. I knew that would get me. Kilo 8, Delta X-Ray Juliet, I believe. A very good afternoon to you. It's 2:19 Eastern Standard Time here in New York City. I believe your name is Doris. I do believe it's Doris. I'm not sure, Doris, or not. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you're not involved with the YLNet or not. I may be off on that. I think you're in Romulus, Michigan, if I have that right according to QRZ. Correct me if I'm wrong, Doris, and any comments you might have on this event that's saluting those nurses on the front line. Over to you, Doris. KADXJ. This is Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Yes, this is Kilo 8 Delta X-Ray Juliet, and yes, I'm a member of the YL system. We've also been to a couple of their conventions, so we try to be a little bit active with them. And I say, I pray for all of our those heroes out there that are our first responders. How fantastic that they're doing this.
Roger, Doris. And once again, thank you so much for your service in the YL system. Those who have not been involved in the YL system, please take a look at it. You can look in ylsystem.net, I believe, and get all the information that you need. Very valuable service, just to check in with people, see how people are doing. Signal reports, if that's what you want. It's just a great, certainly a very great opportunity to talk with other folks in amateur radio. We really do appreciate, Doris, the work that the YL system does for amateur operators. And over to you, Doris, for any final comments, and certainly we really do appreciate your heartfelt thanks to those folks on the front lines. Any final comments, Doris? Over to you.
I just wanted to tell you that you're coming in at a 5'9" here in Romulus, Michigan. And my other half, that's also a member of the YL system, would also like to check in with you.
My pleasure, my pleasure. Kilo 2 Hero, stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot, standing by for another proud member of the YL system. Go ahead.
Sierra 2, this is Kilo November 4 Lima Whiskey. Foxtrot X-Ray Hotel.
Kilo 8 Tango Alpha Sierra.
Stand by. Kilo November 4 Lima Whiskey. Come in again. I believe it's Jim. Go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, the call didn't come out right. The second member of the YL net, would you come back with your call, please? Go ahead. Doris, I didn't get his call. Would you please ask him to give me his call again, Doris? Go ahead.
Yeah, the call here is Kilo 8 Tango Alpha Sierra. Name here is Taz Tango Alpha Sierra, like the call. QSL?
Oh, yes, Taz. QSL. Kilo 8 Tango Alpha Sierra. Thanks so much, Taz. Thank you also for your service in the YL net, YL system. And I've got to tell you, Taz, that is one of the most colorful shirts that I've ever seen in amateur radio, and it looks like it's a flag of the United States with maybe the Constitution written on it. Fantastic shirt, Taz. I love it dearly. It's a great shirt. Over to you, Taz, for any comments. Kilo 8, Tango Alpha Sierra, Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. Over to you, Taz.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for doing the special event. And, yeah, you're right about the shirt, and I'm a Vietnam combat veteran there.
Roger. And what service did you serve in, Taz? Go ahead.
Oh, I served in the United States Army, Vietnam, 67, 68.
Yeah, anybody that knows the history of Vietnam knows how hot Vietnam was in 67 and 68. Taz, thank you so much for your service. 73s to you. Thank you also for your service in the YL system as well. We really appreciate that. Thanks so much. 73s. Any other comments you have, Taz, before we leave on to the next operator? Go ahead.
Yeah, we got the call. That's Kilo 2 Hotel. What's the stroke?
Oh, thank you. It's Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, representing Suffolk County, one of 62 counties that we've activated. Over to you, Taz.
Roger, and can I have your call?
Oh, for sure. It's all for the same price. It's Whiskey 2, Juliet Victor. Whiskey 2, Juliet Victor. QSL?
QSL, we got it. Whiskey 2, Juliet Victor. Thank you so much for the contact and the QSO and 73, and good luck with the contact.
Thanks so much. Nice signal. 10 over 9 at times. Thank you, Doris. Thank you, Taz. We really appreciate that. KADXJ and KATS, the dynamic duo and for the YL system. Thanks so much. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. I believe there's an NAGNO or something close to that. Go ahead.
You were right. This is Doug, and we're in Canton, Ohio. Call is November 8, Golf, November Ocean. Been listening for quite a while, and I know I've checked in. I think this is my fourth time. I'm a retired hospital worker, and I want to reach out to all of the engineering, housekeeping, and, the support services, the biomedical engineers. These people go in and, they're right in the front lines, the support people. So thank you so much for this, Matt, and remembering and praying for all these. They really are warriors, and Thank you again. This is N8GNO, Canton, Ohio.
My pleasure, Doug. My pleasure. Yes, you get the 4 contact pin, So thank you so much for that. And each time you've contacted us, you've really left us some valuable information. And yes, we certainly salute those folks that are the housekeepers, the engineers, the biomedical people. All those people are our heroes on the front lines, and we salute them and thank them so much for their going to work every single day and certainly put themselves at risk. Would you ever think that you would be in America going to work, putting yourself at risk? That is an incredible thing to do. We're fighting an enemy. It's a very silent enemy, but it's an enemy nevertheless, and we're doing every single thing that we can do to beat it. Thanks a lot, Doug, for making contact with us. We really enjoy every single contact that you share with us, and thank you for sharing those appreciative thank yous to those folks that are in the operations areas. Sometimes we don't see their faces, but we see the results of the great work that they do. 73s to you, sir. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Tango Charlie.
The Tango Charlie, go ahead.
This is William Baker, 8 Charlie, Tango Charlie, Joe, West Virginia. Worked you on 40, and I got you on 20 now. 75 years old, retired hospice worker.
Roger, thank you, Joe. Whiskey Bravo 8, Charlie, Tango Charlie. Thank you, Joe. Thank you so much for your service as a retired hospice worker. We really do appreciate that very, very much. We can't thank you enough for your work that you've done. Nice signal, by the way, about 10 over 9 here into Long Island, New York. And my name is Peter, Pop Echo, Tango Echo. Thanks so much. Any final comments you might have, Joe? Go ahead.
Just have a safe one.
Thank you very much, Joe. 73s to you. Be well, be safe. And thanks a lot for taking the time to make contact with us. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Foxtrot X-Ray Hotel.
The Foxtrot X-Ray Hotel. Come again with your call.
November 8th, Foxtrot X-Ray Hotel. Over.
Roger, thank you. November 8th, Foxtrot X-Ray Hotel. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Your name, your state, and any comments that you might have. Over to you, sir.
Okay, Peter, this is Hal, Hotel Alpha Lima in West Virginia. I have you 59 plus, and I am a dialysis patient, so I appreciate what these nurses are doing at 12-hour shifts for dialysis. I also work in the juvenile corrections system and know what the corrections officers across the country do. Keep up the good work, and hope to catch you again at home. Over.
Roger, thank you, Hal, and certainly may your dialysis always go well, and clearly that will certainly keep you going day in and day out and continue to be in amateur radio. And in corrections, yes, we also salute them as well. Those corrections officers, those in juvenile correction that are there every single day, putting themselves also at risk as well. Thank you, Hal. I do appreciate that sincerely. I really thank you for the time. Any final comments at all, Hal? Go ahead.
No, I'm just getting back on the air after being off with my health, and I'm using 100 watts in a vertical. Over.
Oh, man, that's something else. First of all, congratulations for getting back on the air. May it continue for as long as you want it to be. And 100 watts in a vertical is doing a heck of a job. Signal report 5 and 7. It's not too bad because the propagation is now kind of moving away from us. Thanks so much, sir. Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot, QRZ. The Kilo November 4 with the whiskey. Go ahead.
Just going to say good evening to you, the first-time operator here in South Carolina. You're putting a 5-9 here. And we want to say we love the first-time responders that helps us out here all over the world, man. And we definitely appreciate that. Back to you.
Roger, thank you for that. Let me have the rest of your call. I only got partial call. Kilo November 4, give me the rest of your call, please, sir.
Kilo November 4, Sierra. Thank you,
Yep, we're now losing, of course, propagation. Didn't get that. I got Lima something. Once again, repeat your call, Kilo November 4. Roger, thank you. Yeah, part of the reason is there's another station that's on our frequency that doesn't probably hear us, and therefore it's causing a little interference. Thank you so much, Tom. Kilo November 4, Lima Whiskey Sierra. Thank you so much. Glad I got your call. Any comments that you'd like to have on us saluting those frontline workers? Over to you, sir.
Yes, we'd like to thank the responders that helping out. They're doing a grand total of a good job, a very good job. Thank you for putting their life on the line and helping out, working with everyone that's trying to keep this America safe and sound. We surely thank you from the bottom of our hearts in South Carolina.
Thank you, Tom. Absolutely well said. We thank them from the bottom of our hearts from South Carolina, and we do. We can't thank them enough. Certainly monuments, statues, increased pay. That would be nice to give everybody bonuses. That would be nice for the federal government to specifically earmark all those frontline workers and give them bonuses. They could dearly use it. Their pay is not nearly what it should be, considering what they're doing, putting themselves on the front line. So we'd like to certainly promote that and make that a gift to them. Well, folks, I'm reaching the end of my period of time on the air, 2 hours, 19 minutes. Let me just say in conclusion to those folks listening to the stream and those folks listening on amateur radio, one of the most important things that you can do, in addition to saying thank you, if any of you here that are listening to me, or if anybody you know, people that have had COVID-19 where they've tested positive and they're about 14 days out of their period of time that they've had it, their antibodies can cure someone that is ill. So if they could, certainly you could speak with them, or you yourselves can do that. Go to a blood bank in your local area, the American Red Cross, and donate your rich antibodies. That plasma can make the difference of somebody making it or not making it. So by all means, look into that as a possibility of keeping people alive. There are a lot of people that are not responding to the various therapies that are going on, including the respiratory therapy. There's nothing like the antibody testing. Get tested, see if you're positive, and certainly consider donating your blood plasma. It can help 2 people. Each unit of your plasma can help 2 people. Well, I'd like to say 73s to everybody. Propagation wasn't too bad today. Tomorrow is the last day of our event, our special event station. Look forward to speaking with more people, God willing, and I want to thank you all for all your help. 73s to everybody. This is Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, saying 73s. Thank you so much for your heartfelt thanks today. This is another special day in our 31 days of thank you event. Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot will be going QRT.
73s.
Thank you, and 73s to you. Good health, be well, and remember the 3 C's that we spoke about earlier. Those 3 C's are so very important. It's keep your spacing. It's closed spaces with poor ventilation. Be careful not getting into those spaces. Crowded places and close contact. Remember those 3 C's, and please consider donating your plasma. This is QRT, Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Those folks that are listening here on our Twitch TV segment, thank you so very, very much. We're going to basically play a couple of thank yous to the nurses. You know, this one is particularly stirring, but we want to play it anyway, and certainly hope that it continues to understand why we're doing this very special event for all those. Here we go.
Packed your bags and shut the door to go to work to fight a war. You didn't know just what would happen to you. Stepped into work, feet on the ground, and panic was the only sound. And to yourself you whispered, hallelujah.
Stay home, stay safe.
Every day and every night, you walk the walk, you fight the fight. You never saw the end in sight now, did you? Your days are long and you lose your head, but you can't. There's too many beds, your weary soul is crying. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Yes, Jay Schiffer, 77. Penetrating words. Real words. Penetrating pictures. Real pictures. This is why we're doing this K2H event.
Hallelujah.
And we thank the creators to allow us to use this.
But you feel the strain. You know there'll be more stress and pain. You wonder if the same would happen to you. Another falls down to the ground. The enemy is all around, and from your lips you scream a hallelujah. 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 Fight this fight till it is done. You'll have the strength to carry on. You know the country's backing you now, don't you? You'll try each day, keep pushing through, but this battle lives inside of you. So cold and it's a broken hallelujah. 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 And now it's time we honor you, and from our lips we'll sing a hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
We want to thank Kelly Wing
Hallelujah.
for putting together such a dynamic and outstanding hymn to those frontline workers. Stand By Me, Benny King cover, Kelly Benyon Wing. Thank you so much. Yep, there's no way we can say it any better. And there it is. Thank you so much. Keep in mind, keep positive, be nice to yourselves, do some good things, and laugh, have those positive thoughts, do a little exercise. We'll get through this. Vaccines are close at hand. Thanks so much, everybody, for taking the time out. Penultimate day, May 30th, 2020. Again, a thanks to the nurses, the doctors, the EMTs, the people driving to get products to different people. We can't thank you so very much enough. And we're doing this as a special event station, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. We're doing this for all those folks, the doctors and nurses, those people that are working the front lines, EMTs, police and firemen, those people working at the grocery stores, the butcher departments, those people that are technicians, those people that are getting the phones operating, all of them. We're doing this for them. Thanks for the Great South Bay Amateur Radio Club for having the creativity to put on an event like this. We really do appreciate that. Thanks you, everybody. 73s, enjoy the day, enjoy the sunshine, enjoy time with your family, hug them, Every day is not guaranteed. We can't take anything for granted.